50, Carter Stedman. He's a 4-year starter. He's accompanied by his mom, his dad, his stepmom, and his stepdad. His future high school plans include going to trade school. His favorite memory is playing ultimate football in the rain his sophomore year. His future plans include, for future Eagles, are this. You will always get a shot as long as you give 100%. Help me welcome Carter Stedman. Help me welcome number 55, Gavin Hannon. He's 4 years in the Eagle Point program, 2 years as a letterman. He's accompanied by his mom, his dad, his sister, his friend Adam, and his grandparents. His post-high school plans include going to trade school. His favorite football memory is the summer morning workouts with the team. His future words for future Eagles are this. I just want to thank my coaching staff for all the help and support that they've given. Gavin Hannon, number 55. Help me welcome number 60, Adrian Ashker. He is a 3-year member of the Eagle Point football team, a 2-year letterman. He's accompanied by his mom, his grandpa, his little brother, and his girlfriend, Callie. His post-high school plans include going to trade school to become a lineman. His favorite memory was when he stripped the ball from the running back and ran it back for a touchdown against Crater his junior year.
Carter.
Number 60, Aiden Ashker.
Go around this side and come in this door.
Number 63, Caden James Anthony. He's a 4-year member of the Eagle Point program. He's a 2-year letterman. He's accompanied by his mom, his dad, his sister, his girlfriend, and his grandpa. His post-high school plans include playing football at the next level. His favorite memory was hitting the quarterback playing against South Eugene. Help me welcome number 63, Caden James Anthony.
Oh, what'd you get there?
Help me welcome number 65, Tony Stockfleet. Tony's played the program for 3 years. He is a 1-year letterman. He's accompanied by Sarah. His post-high school plans include going into the Army. His favorite memory was hanging out with my brothers one last time on the football field.
I'm hoping this guy.
His mom's wisdom, don't be a sponge. Number 65, Tony Stockfleet. Help me welcome number 70, Caden Neiman. Caden is a first-year Eagle Point football player. He's accompanied by his parents. His post-high school plans include going into the Air Force. His favorite memory is his first snap that I was able to play was surreal. He'd like to thank Coach Metcalf for the opportunity he's given me. Words of wisdom is to work hard, doesn't go unnoticed, and opportunity will come.
Last week we killed South Eugene, so that was nice.
Kate Newman.
It was fun to turn the game off at halftime because we were winning.
Yeah, right. So,
help me welcome number 72, Aiden Schmedley. This is his first year playing football. He's accompanied by his dad.
But, you know, just been
he
busy.
plans on being a Caterpillar technician.
Trying to keep my
his favorite
head above
memory
water.
is when they were winning against South Eugene.
Do everything.
He'd like to thank the coaches for the opportunity to play with the team.
Right. To really be able to
Aiden
help, so.
Schmedley, number 72.
But I don't know. It's getting easier just because it's getting more routine, but
Help me welcome
It's
number
been
76,
a little bit
Easton
less than I
Gettle. He's played 2 years. This is his first year letterman. He's accompanied by his mom, his dad, Emily, and Evan. His post-high school plans include going to Pacific Northwest Christian College. His favorite memory was getting home at 2 a.m. and seeing a bear next to the driveway. His words for future Eagles are this: God loves you and wants a relationship with you. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever shall believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Easton Gettle, number 76.
it's doing a little sermon here. Andy likes bears.
Help me welcome our cameraman, Wyatt Pettigrew.
I think the cameraman got a bigger.
Wyatt has been filming for the last 4 years. He's accompanied by his mom and dad. His post-high school plans include getting a CDL and driving truck for Knife River, and maybe even going down the road to be a diesel tech at Knife River. His favorite football memory is every game I get to see before and after. I get to see behind the scenes, behind the camera lens, and those are memories I'll never forget. Getting pizza every game.
So we got
was
about
pretty
7
cool.
minutes, but the first segment's going to be
His
short.
words
I'll
for
just
future
do it, and then we get
Eagles
into the
are as
interview, and then
I want to give a
eventually,
big thanks to the
hopefully,
coaching
we'll be
staff,
able
to the
to
team
do a little bit of
I've gotten to
talking
be a
before
part of for the
kickoff.
last 4 years.
Is it a
They've
6:45
truly
kick
made
or
me
a
feel part of the
7
team,
o'clock, yeah.
even though I
But
didn't
it
play
is senior
football.
night,
Our
so-
cameraman,
so-
Wyatt
Um,
Pettigrew.
Next week, I'm planning on coming up.
Oh.
So if you need help again,
I will take it. Yeah, I might have a lot of help.
Give a big hand for our seniors.
Yeah.
Would you please, one last applause.
The Orange R,
oh yeah.
the leader, the gal that is the leader for that.
Right.
She stopped me. I was doing PA for volleyball the other night.
Oh, nice.
And she popped down and she's like, "Hey, you're Joey, right? Hey, would it be cool if a couple of students came by and like shadowed or helped out with
Yeah,
you?" And
that's
I was like,
glad to
"Sure."
do it.
So we might have a few people up there. You might not have to run a camera. You could just come
That
and
would
be
be
on
nice.
the air.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. I'm always kind of leery about
yeah.
how much I can trust somebody, especially kids that maybe. But these kids they've been doing some streaming of some of the other sports. Like they were there streaming the volleyball match when I was there for PA. So I mean, it's not necessarily hard. It's just
Right.
you know when I get the help from the guys doing basketball, and JV kids come up and help, and they just like. They move it and then forget about it, and look at their phone, or get caught up with what's going on the floor on the game,
Yeah.
and
No.
forget to move the camera. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but
Yeah.
my wife does that sometimes too.
Yeah, we have our conference championships are November 7th. And so
Oh, okay.
All right,
next
fans.
week,
Let's give a big round of applause for the ladies that have cheered us on all season long. Our lady
He's
cheerleaders.
like, no, we need you on Saturday. So I have to drive up after practice, like haul.
First, I would like to
Oh, yeah, 'cause
introduce
it's
you
senior
to
night, yeah.
Angela Zapata Sereno. She's accompanied by her mom, Erica. She's been cheering for 2.5 years. Her post-high school plans include going on to be an ultrasound
believe Mick's already
technician
a
or an
senior,
elementary
man.
school teacher. Her favorite cheer memory was the drink camp in 2024. They had a lot of fun.
I mean, that means it's been like what 3 years since
She
you
would
were in
like to
school,
thank
high
her
school?
mom
Like,
for always being her biggest supporter
So he's staying
through the
with me
highs and the
tonight.
lows of life,
He's going on a visit
and being
to
there
Southern tomorrow.
and motivating her to stay strong,
And
to
so
be an
they
independent
told
woman,
him he
to
can
being
live
my
with
biggest
Hunter
role
and I.
model. I wouldn't
Because normally
change
they don't
anything
expect
for
me
the
to be
world. And Mom, I love you.
Well, Hunter and I are very clean. Mick is not.
Angela
And so
Zapata
we were like,
Serrano.
Oh,
we can
cool.
talk- yeah, we can talk about it. You got me.
You can.
Help me welcome
There's gonna be
next
some rules.
Vienna Garcia
If you're okay with that, then you're
Romano.
welcome. But if not, you can stay in the dorms.
Team leader. She's accompanied by her mom and dad, and she's cheered all 4 years. She plans on going on to college to become a psychologist. Her favorite memories are of the award time at competitions. Her advice to future Eagles are as followed.
Is that his plan?
Always
Trying
remember to do your best and give your best.
So funny.
Your effort will always pay off for yourself and for your team.
He's been doing
She
track
wants
for
to
a
thank the
while. It
Curtis
seems like you were
coaching
kind
staff
of late to
for
that one,
pushing her to
and
become
now
the
that's what
best
you're
athlete.
doing and all consumed with. And for him, it's.
Help me
I know
welcome
he's been doing
Keeran
it, but
Garcia
it was
Moreno.
basketball when he was a freshman, and now it's been football. He's been doing
scored
well.
50 as a freshman.
Help me welcome next our homecoming queen, Callie Campbell, team leader.
I mean, I know the team hasn't necessarily been good. Probably
She's accompanied
continued to
by her
struggle,
mom,
but
her
like,
dad,
you could have
her
been the
boyfriend,
guy.
Weston Adams. She's been cheering for 2 years.
Roseburg football is on the air. Kickoff is coming up, and the Roseburg Indians take the field for another night of hard-hitting high school football action. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM as you cover. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube and catch the action all season long. Now, let's head to the field and get ready for Roseburg High School football on The Score.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eagle Stadium in Eagle Point, Oregon. As we get ready for tonight's matchup, it is the Roseburg Indians and the Eagle Point Eagles. It's senior night here at Eagle Point High School as we get ready for tonight's matchup. We'll have plenty to discuss as we make our way through the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. I'm Joey Keeran. It's great to have you with us for this evening's broadcast of Roseburg High Sports here on the radio, on The Score. We do have our live video coverage online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel, where you can follow the action with us watching tonight's game along with the radio broadcast. So if you'd like, you can head there. If you're on our YouTube channel, we encourage you to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell notification button as well. Then you can get notified when we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High Sports throughout this 2025-2026 season. Coming up, we've got a word with head coach Matt Watson as we talk about tonight's matchup between the Indians and the Eagles. Roseburg coming in after a 49-0 win over South Eugene last week, ending a 5-game losing skid for the Tribe. They are looking to try and finish out the season with 3 consecutive wins, and last week was the first. We'll talk more about that mission, that goal for Roseburg, coming up with the coach during the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Also, we are going to get a chance to look at more at this matchup. Along with me tonight will be Carter Stedman. He'll be joining the pregame show here in just a few as we count down to kickoff. Again, it is senior night here at Eagle Point Eagle. That might explain a little bit of the loud noises in the background. We've got a very energetic PA announcer tonight, and he is introducing all of the seniors for both, for Eagle Point football, their cheerleading, as well as the band. So they are making their way through all of that. So we might have a little bit of a delayed start to tonight's broadcast, or tonight's game. But we will be getting there here soon enough. So a lot to get to. Eagle Point coming in on the season 1-6. They're 1-5 in league play. They're coming off of a 20-14 loss on the road against Springfield last week. Their lone win on the year is against South Eugene, a 42-6 victory 2 weeks ago. All righty. That was 3 weeks ago. They did have a bye between South Eugene and the Springfield matchup. We're going to go ahead and step away for our first break here during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. When we come back, we'll have that conversation with head coach Matt Watson. It's the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Back after this 2-minute timeout on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. This is Roseburg Football on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
1964, two high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abbey's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abbey's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fence is doing it right for you.
To take a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Japan. Help send the van to Japan.
Welcome back, everybody, to Eagle Point as we get ready for tonight's matchup between the Roseburg Indians and the Eagle Point Eagles. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As we get ready for kickoff, we welcome into the broadcast former Roseburg Indian, now a runner down at Southern Oregon University, and he is joining us in the booth for a second time this year. Carter Stedman here. Carter, welcome back into the booth. Looking forward to this one tonight. Roseburg, the conversation has been here in the last couple of weeks has been about how kind of after that bye week that they had, it was almost like we've got a 3-week season, and we want to make the most of it. Obviously, playoffs looks to be, it would take a Hail Mary to get in, so they're trying to finish things off on a positive note and send off the seniors on the right foot, and they have looked at it as a 3-week season where they've got an opportunity to go undefeated. Last week, they get the first one. Tonight, they take on an Eagle Point team that looks like this will be a competitive matchup. Exciting things for these guys as they start wrapping up their season.
Yeah, and I think when you look at this Roseburg team, maybe they didn't reach the goals that they would have had coming into this season, whether it was making the playoffs or making a run for the state tournament, whatever it might be. But when you look at both these squads, really since the month of October started, Eagle Point picked up a win against South Eugene a couple weeks ago, played Springfield really close last week as well. You look at Roseburg, they crushed South Eugene last weekend. They're able to be effective on special teams. Obviously, they shut them out. And their offense finally found that spark that we've been waiting for a long time. I think we're going to see a really competitive game tonight. Maybe these teams don't wow you in the win column, but they play the game the right way. They play extremely hard. I think we're in for a really, really fun matchup tonight.
We'll take our final break of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll come back with your Southern Septic Service starting lineups as the opening kick moments away here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. Lotus Media Group LLC.com.
Well, it's time for the opening kickoff here tonight as Roseburg in their road whites will be returning the football right to left on your radio dial. The kick will go deep to the 3-yard line and out of the back of the end zone. McLean Stedman watches that one go over his head. Roseburg will get the football and out will come their offense. Senior Corey Kimball will be leading things out, is going to be the expectation. I did see Caden Moon back out there. Healthy this week. I assume he will go back to his wide receiver spot, and Corey Kimball, who played after missing time due to an injury, was the starter at quarterback last week. He is the man calling out the play in the huddle. Kimball coming into tonight, completing 51% of his passes for 397 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Last week, he was perfect, 100% on his pass completions. He was just 2 for 2. He will turn and hand it off, and it's the senior Eli Smith running up the middle. He's got some space, and he has got a first down on the first carry of the ball game. Smith will take it from the 20 out to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 17 on the ground for the senior. Eli Smith coming in last week had his first 100-yard game of the season, 298 yards on the year, 3 touchdowns for the senior. Up front, we will see a mixture of guys, but the guys that we've seen starting most of the year at center, George Gibby. At the guards, Carter Johnson and Peyton Sharpless Tate. And then at the tackles, Colby Batchelor and Aiden Nutter. At the wide receivers, we'll see McLean Stedman, Caden Moon. At the A-backs, Eli Rush and Dre Burwell. Burwell coming off of a big 3-touchdown game last week. It's again a handoff going left side for Smith this time. He will get wrapped up and taken down just across the 40. Coming up to make the tackle is Pierce Brown for the Eagles.
I think the biggest thing you're looking for out of this Roseburg offense, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is they're starting to run out of the I formation a little bit more. And the reason that's important is because it adds an extra blocker with that fullback. As we've seen on the first 2 runs of the game, having that fullback as an extra blocker, it can open up the running lanes. And so far, we've seen this Roseburg offense be able to move the ball on the ground very effectively.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup for Smith. He's had the first 2 carries. He's got 20 yards total. They do go with that I formation, as you mentioned, a bit of a twist to the offense this week. A 360-degree spin on the handoff by Kimball. Started going to his right, spun all the way around, and handed it off on his left side to Smith, who goes right into the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go. It'll be no gain on 2nd down, and Roseburg facing 3rd and long. So first big opportunity for the offense to try and do something, and for the Eagle Point defense, this is their opportunity to get off the field. It must be, it's October, so everybody's doing the pink thing, it seems like, at some point. Tonight, it looks as if that is the night for Eagle Point, wearing pink tops, pink trousers with blue offset. Their colors don't normally include pink, but Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it looks like tonight they celebrate. On the pass play, out to the far side, and off target for Kimball. He intended it on the far side for Stedman, and that one almost a little too far out of the reach and off target. The defense almost stepped up and took that one away. It's incomplete. It's 4th down and 7.
Yeah, threw that one just a little too far out in front of him. That kind of goes back to that 2nd down stop that Eagle Point was able to make. When you put Roseburg in 3rd and long, 3rd and extra long situations, you know they're going to have to throw the ball, and that's not necessarily what this offense prides itself on doing. Really good stop by that Eagle Point team. Looks like Roseburg might be going for it here, might be a pooch kick. Let's see.
They have been doing this where they'll set up and then the quarterback will drop back, and they will. Eagle Point will send a return man deep, and the kick is away. It'll take a hop at about the 28, and Roseburg will down it as there will be no return. And I almost...
Peyton Pierce on the punt return, minimal gain.
No, that was Kimball, I think. Kimball, I think, was doing... I don't know. I don't think Roseburg punted it all last week, if now I remember correctly. So I think Kimball did get his first punt. It was Moon that was doing that when Kimball was out 2 weeks ago. So it'll be Kimball getting the opportunity to do it. Now here comes the offense for the Eagle Point Eagles. Mason DeVry, the quarterback, a senior,
Eagles
coming
take
off
over
of
the
103 yards,
26-yard line. First
a
down,
touchdown
Eagles!
last week against Springfield. He did have a fumble and also threw an interception. He will hand it off on first down, and the first down carry goes to a diminutive back out of the backfield.
Eli Hammond on the carry for the Eagles.
Oh, I thought that might have
Little
been
Green brings up second
Caden
down.
Feebigger, but I believe they said Eli Hammond on the carry, so I might have saw the wrong guy getting up out of the pile. Hammond is the sophomore back, 6'1", 175. He has his first carry, and it goes for short yardage just to about the 37, a pickup of 1. One man in the backfield to the right of the quarterback, DeVry, bouncing it to the outside, getting to the 35 and out of bounds. Carrying the football is Octavio Garcia.
On the carry.
Garcia used to play soccer, got on the football team as a kicker, and this year has taken on more roles. They do have a penalty flag out as he is going to make it 3rd and short on that carry, but the penalty flag, not sure where they're there. They set it up. They're going to go back from the line of scrimmage at the 30, or excuse me, the 27.
Pushes him back.
And so Eagle Point will have now a second down and should be 19 after the penalty, loses 10 yards. They'll spot the football back at the 17-yard line. Running left side, they will get some space and into the secondary. It'll pick up pretty much the penalty yardage. Once again, that is Garcia on the carry. And he will get a decent chunk. He goes actually right back to where they were, so give him 10 yards on that one, making up the penalty yardage.
Yeah, sneaky play design there, too, on a 2nd and 19, 2nd and 20 situation. Normally you're thinking pass as the defense. They go run there, give it to one of their speed guys, able to get it to 3rd and manageable here.
So Garcia will set him up. 3rd down and 9. The football at their own 27 here for the Eagles. Alone in shotgun. Now motioning Garcia into the backfield. DeVry will wait on the shotgun snap. Actually, this will be a freshman out there, rolling to his left, hucking it deep downfield. Has a man out there, but it's in and out of his hands. The defender fell down, and that ball intended downfield for Feebigger, incomplete. It is not DeVry as expected. It is Layden Johnson that is out there at quarterback right now. DeVry will head out there on 4th down and long. Might be the punter in this situation. Well, no, he'll be the personal protector. They'll send Garcia deep to be the kicker. He is the place kicker and the punter from last year as well.
Halloween-themed run here at the stadium.
So, excuse me, I said Layden Johnson. He was the quarterback out there, a freshman. And his first attempt incomplete. Snap good for the punt. They get it away. There was maybe, it looked like a chance of some contact, but no penalty flag comes down as the kick will angle away from Burke, and it's a great bounce for Eagle Point. Paxton Burke, you don't want to let him touch the football in the punt return. Last week, returned a punt, 34 yards for a touchdown. So Roseburg will get a stop. Both teams have to punt on their opening drive, and here we go. Second chance here in the first quarter, 7:25 to play. Still scoreless. Roseburg has the football for a second time. All right. Everybody's seen each other once now. Now we've got a little bit of flow into the game. Here we go. Ready to start get this first quarter in this ball game tonight underway. Roseburg starts with it after the punt. They will start at their own 24-yard line. Hand it off up the middle, moving the pile. The handoff from Caden Moon, who's in at quarterback on this drive, goes up the gut, and it's a good gain. That'll go out to the 32-yard line on the carry by Smith.
I think that's one thing to keep an eye on offensively for Roseburg in this game. Expect both quarterbacks to kind of cycle through. They both have different skill sets. Will be interesting to see the play call here with Moon in at quarterback.
They do have Moon still out there. Wasn't just a one-play chance there. Running once again right up the middle go the Indians, and again it's Eli Smith, and he'll pick up a first down once again. He is now moved the chains twice in this ball game. He'll put the football out to the 37, and it's a 5-yard gain. So far it's been all Eli Smith in this one. We'll set up with just a single back in the backfield behind Moon, who is under center. That is Smith. 2 targets either side. They'll move rush in motion. He bellies back, angles to the far side as he gets it on a pitch. He will tuck it and get around to the outside corner on the right side of the offense for Roseburg, and he is going to get good yardage on first down. They go on the pitch play, bubbling back out of motion from left, sweeping to the right side, and Eli Rush on his first carry of the night takes it to the 42, a pickup of 5. Well, Roseburg, they have played a lot of guys this season, so they've got a lot of guys with experience, which means they got a lot of guys they feel comfortable putting the ball in their hands.
Yeah, and it really all positions. Their quarterbacks can run it, their receivers can run it. This whole offense is very dynamic in terms of who can run the ball.
Rolling to his left and just tucking it in. Designed quarterback run for Moon, who's got great speed and shiftiness. He gets down the sideline, cuts back towards the numbers, and almost broke free. He had maybe one man to miss, and he could not escape Pierce Brown, who brings him down in Eagle Point territory, but a penalty flag out back at the line of scrimmage, and it was signaled against Roseburg.
Stop for the Eagles.
That's kind of a common theme that we've seen this year, Joey, with this Roseburg offense. When they do break big plays and they do move the ball down the field, there always seems to be some sort of penalty that is kind of holding this offense back. Right there, prime example. Quarterback, big-time run, picks up 20, 30 yards. Holding penalty puts you behind the sticks, makes it really, really hard on your offense to move the ball downfield.
They'll go back to the 32-yard line, a loss of 10 on the penalty, as umbrellas have started to come out here in Eagle Point. It was really windy earlier. It does not appear to be all that windy at the moment, but the rain must be starting to come down as folks are starting to break out the umbrellas. Now, we were expecting a night that was going to possibly provide some theatrics in the weather department. We'll see how that goes this evening. The loss of 10 on the play makes it second down and about 15. Moon rolling to his right and was looking to throw, but instead just tucks it in. He'll get back to the original line, or back to the first down or back to the marker. So it'll be third down and 10 as he picks up about the 5 that was needed. Gets to the 36. We'll give him credit for 4 yards on the carry for Caden Moon.
These are the kind of situations you want to avoid if you're Roseburg, especially on the road. You get the crowd into it, you get the student section into it. Obviously, the defense is in a good position here to make a stop. I would assume you have to put the ball in the air here, but with the weather, wouldn't be surprised if they go back to the ground game too.
It's starting to come down pretty good out there. You've got Burke and Burwell spread out to the left side. The lone target on the right side is Stedman. Moon in shotgun with Smith to his right in the backfield. He's going to go on a quick pass. It's out into the flats for Burke, though, and Burke will not escape. He does not get anything. Right back to the line of scrimmage, right there to make the tackle for Eagle Point. I believe that was Alex Bessie. And that'll make it fourth down and 11. It was third down and 11. No gain on the pass play for Burke, who has just his second. That actually might be the first catch of the season for Paxton Burke.
Yeah, they just try to get him the ball there on the outside, give him an opportunity to make a play with space, and just wasn't really able to do so.
So a 2-quarterback system for Roseburg so far tonight. On Moon's possession, it doesn't go anywhere, much like it didn't go for Kimball on the first one for him. And Moon, who did some of that punting last time he was starting at quarterback, he will do the pooch kick on the punt. It'll take a hop at about the 36 and settle down there as Roseburg will down the football. McLean Stedman gets on top of it. Well, so far, neither offense able to do much against the defense. We've had punt, punt, punt to get things started here tonight. And now Eagle Point will have their second possession. It comes with 4:34 to go here in the first quarter. The Eagles start at their own 35-yard line. Well, our starting lineups are brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service, woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Handed off from the left side, angling to the right, bouncing out of pressure in the backfield and nowhere to go. Wrapped up in the backfield or right around the line of scrimmage. That was Eli Hammond, who maybe gets about one on the play.
Something to keep an eye on here for Roseburg on the defensive side of the ball. Can they cause turnovers? Last week we saw Eagle Point give the ball up with an interception and a fumble. When Roseburg turns the ball over on the defensive end, they're giving their offense extra possessions with good field position. A turnover here would go a long way to help give this offense some momentum.
They were able to really kill it in that department a week ago. And right now, Paxton Burke leading the state at 5A in interceptions. And he might have had one there. Did he come away with? Yes, there's number 7 on the season. It's Paxton Burke. A diving attempt, gets underneath it. He takes it away at the 45, and it's an interception. The Indians will get it back in their possession. Big call there by Carter Stedman.
I mean, you hear about the announcer jinx all the time, but what you don't hear about is when the announcer calls it right before the play gets called. Big interception there by Paxton Burke. The Roseburg offense takes over on Eagle Point's 45-yard line. Huge, huge opportunity here for them to put some points on the board.
Roseburg will be in Eagle Point territory for the first time tonight. Interception thrown by Johnson, and now it'll be the Indians with their offense back out there, and it will be Moon out at quarterback once again. He'll give it right to Burke, who, coming off the interception, will pick up positive yardage on the end-around sweep. Moving in motion from the left side at the wide receiver position, gets around the outside corner, turns it upfield, and will pick up good yardage out to the 36. He is marching into Eagle Point territory, picking up 9.
Brings up second and short, Indians.
So that'll bring up short. 2nd and 1 for the Tribe. Ball on the right hash mark. They'll move a man in motion from right to left. This time it's Stedman. He will try to go on the end around the other direction. He makes the first man miss, bounces off a tackler. Now finally wrapped up as he gets to about the 30-yard line. And you want to talk about broadcaster's jinx. I needed a spot to put Paxton Burke for his running carry. Who do I scratch out? Well, McLean Stedman, because I thought, well, who do we scratch out? Well, of course, he gets the football in the very next carry, so now I get to figure out who else do I scratch out. And we'll put Stedman here in this spot. Oh.
Yeah, tough run there by McLean. You know, not the most physical guy on the football field. I'm going to be frank. But picks up the first down, keeps the ball moving, lowers the shoulder there. Look for this Roseburg offense, especially when they're out of the shotgun, to have a lot more of those fly sweeps with their slot receivers.
Might hear about that one later on tonight. In shotgun is Moon. He moves Burke in motion. The snap almost got misdirected on the timing there. Nice job by Moon to be able to juggle it and pull it in. Burke was in motion left to right. They wanted the snap right before he crossed the face of the quarterback, but the snap came right about the same time, and I don't know if it was just a guy running in front of him that disrupted Moon, but he bobbles it, thankfully pulls in a wet football and is able to pick up positive yardage, a gain of 1.
Yeah, just a strong heads-up play there. Did he pick up a ton of yardage? No, but that play could have been a lot worse. Could have bounced off Burke's helmet, could have been a fumble. Good job by Moon to keep his composure there and just get what he can get.
On the season, Moon came in 4 for 13 through the air for just 35 yards, a 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. But again, he hasn't played a lot of quarterback this season. He was the backup to begin with. He's going to run it here, bounces to the outside, and this one's going to lose play. Oh, but a late hit out of bounds on Eagle Point. Moon ran out of bounds, was going to lose about 2 yards, but as he was clearly across the white line, somebody goes falling into the back of his legs and takes him out, and that is a penalty flag out on the Eagles. That is going to be a huge benefit for Roseburg. Personal foul and the late hit out of bounds. That'll move the chains, and Roseburg's into the red zone.
Yeah, just not a smart play there. Not what you want. The quarterback's going out of bounds. You can clearly see that. It's going to give your defense another 3rd and long, a chance to get off the field. You hit the quarterback as he's out of bounds. Sets up Roseburg with what I believe will be a 1st and 10 from just outside the 15-yard line. Really, really big mistake there by the Eagle Point defense.
Yeah, they will say that Moon was out at the 32, but then you put on the 15-yard penalty. They move it to the 17. It's 1st down and 10. hesitation step in the backfield, running over the left side. Roseburg, good push on first down. And carrying up the middle, I believe that was Dre Burwell. So Burwell will take it inside the 15 down to the 12 as he picks up 5. Burwell coming off of his best game of his career. 3 touchdowns rushing last week. Looking to see the senior have another big night here tonight. Hand it going right side. Burwell got to the outside edge, bounced it, and shed one tackler, cuts it back in, drags a tackler now, and he will get down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. Good hard running, and that is what we've come to expect out of senior Dre Burwell. He is not afraid of contact, and he is a hard man to bring down.
Yeah, and that's the kind of running back you want in these first and goal, second and goal situations, a guy that can break tackles, make guys miss. Burwell, we've seen him in these situations before in the red zone. Probably Roseburg's best red zone weapon.
It's going to be a keeper for the quarterback right up the middle from first and goal to 2, and it's Corey Kimball that comes in. And, boy, he's a guy that you want to sneak when you need short yardage, whether it's Burwell, whether it's been Smith, but this time it's Kimball, and Kimball takes it in 4-6 from 2 yards out. The quarterback keeper will put Roseburg on the board. They capitalize on the interception by Burke, and Corey Kimball will have the rushing touchdown from 2 yards out. For Kimball, that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and Roseburg's on the board first here tonight from Eagle Point High School. PAT unit out. It is Huerta the kicker, Stedman the holder. He will get the snap down, and Huerta puts it through the upright, and it is 7-0. Roseburg in front with 1:49 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Just a reminder.
At most dealerships, the relationship ends when you drive off the lot. But at Roseburg Honda, the relationship is just beginning. Whether it is regular maintenance, extra convenience, or just knowing that we're here for you, we treat every customer like family. Because at Roseburg Honda, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the Roseburg Honda family. Roseburg Honda, where we treat you like family because we are family.
After the turnover, interception by Burke, Roseburg goes 7 plays. They cover 45 yards. They will do so in 2 minutes exactly, and they take the lead here tonight. A 2-yard run by quarterback Corey Kimball. The keeper goes in from 2 yards out, and the Indians are on the board first against the Eagles here on senior night. Roseburg trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. And for Eagle Point, they're trying to get their 2nd win of the year. The kick will go to the 15-yard line, angled to the far sideline, picked up at the 10, and then tackled at a loss of a yard. Paxton Burke getting back there to cover Pierce Brown on the kickoff return. We do have a flag out in the middle of the field. We'll see what this one is about. Looking for the white cap. There he is. Holding is going to be the call against Eagle Point.
Great special teams coverage there by Roseburg. It was one of those awkward kicks where it's not close enough for one of the guys up front to get it, too far up close for one of the main returners to get it, puts Eagle Point in a bad spot, not to mention the penalty moves them back. This is what Roseburg football is. It's playing the field position game, being able to run the ball effectively. Another chance for Roseburg to move this Eagle Point offense into the shadow of their own end zone and potentially get really good field goal position on their ensuing possession.
Yeah, they have got Eagle Point back at their own 4. It is DeVry that's in at quarterback. He hands it off, running right up the middle. The Eagles not a lot of room to go against that front from Roseburg. On the carry was Hammond. And he just maybe picks up a little bit of positive yardage.
Eli Hammond on the carry for the Eagles.
Hammond will get it to the 6-yard line, a pickup of 2. And it'll be 2nd down and 8. Roseburg front line, Aiden Nutter and Colby Batchelor at the end positions. Sharpless Tate in there at a D tackle position, along with that is Aiden Morales in the middle. They hand it off, trying to go over the right tackle and able to bounce free for a couple of yards out past the 10. Breaking free, Hammond this time moves it, and to make it third down and short, he is just inches away from that first down marker. His carry takes it to officially the 14-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Pretty big third down here for both teams. If you're Eagle Point, you want to be able to move the ball, get out of the shadow of your own end zone, and hopefully make a drive where you can put points on the board. If you're Roseburg and you can get a stop here on what looks like 3rd and inches, really good chance to provide another opportunity for your offense to go down and score.
George Gibby takes over at one of the D-tackle positions. They have the freshman quarterback, Johnson, in shotgun, moves a man in motion, and he'll take it himself. And Johnson has the first down, and he will stretch it out past the 20, diving forward to the 23. The freshman out there for what appeared to be his legs, tucks it, runs, picks up the first down, and he stays in the game. So we've got two teams, both using two quarterbacks here tonight. The ball goes out to the 23-yard line. That is a pickup of 9 for Johnson. Well, that does it for the first quarter here tonight. It is 7-0, Roseburg in front. That was a quick-moving first. We will come back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Douglas County is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
On first down and 10, starting out the second quarter, Octavio Garcia carries for a handful of yards here. He will take it out to the 27 and picks up 4 as we welcome you back here for the start of the second period. Roseburg in front, 7-0. Along with Carter Stedman, I'm Joey Keeran. Garcia with that pickup of 4. Will make it second down and 6. DeVry is the quarterback in shotgun, has a man to his right, turns and hands it. No, he's play action. He drops back, looking to pass, has a man open on the far side. Caught, moving the chains, tackled out of bounds. And that'll be the tight end, Griffin Womack. Womack, catch and run, turns upfield, and he is able to run to the 38-yard line.
Just a clever play call there. Looked like a designed quarterback run, something we've seen Eagle Point already do multiple times this game. Once again, they sneak the tight end out to the side, kind of a bootleg sort of play, able to pick up the first down, keep the chains moving.
It's pickup of 11 on the first completion of the night for Eagle Point. It'll be first down and 10. They spot the football out at the 38. It is Johnson back out there at quarterback. He will fake a pitch forward, looking to pass, rolling to his left, but pressure coming. Nick Ruiz is there, and he gets some help as they will bring 2 Roseburg guys in to make the tackle. Gibby was there. You had Sharpless Tate, Bachelor's there. All of the Roseburg front meeting at the quarterback along with the linebacker, Nick Ruiz. And Roseburg's able to get a sack on Johnson. They drop him all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Loss on the play brings up second down for the Eagles.
That'll be a loss of 10 for Johnson. And now it'll be second down and 20 for Eagle Point. That front line for Roseburg, they've been able to put a lot of pressure. Aiden Nutter and Colby Batchelor have been sack machines this season. Nick Ruiz, leading tackler for Roseburg, does a good job. A bobble on a shotgun snap for DeVry. He rolls to his left, trying to throw across his body, and at the last minute, he will huck it out of bounds. It gets past the line of scrimmage. He's outside the tackles, so he is okay as he throws it away to save the loss of yardage.
On this 3rd and 20 for Roseburg here, you have to be prepared for anything. We've seen them on these type of situations give up big plays over the top, whether it be 30, 40-yard passes, even long touchdowns. Have to be prepared if you're a safety or one of these Roseburg corners to expect a go route from these receivers, some sort of double move where they're going to try to move the ball downfield. Can't give up a conversion here on 3rd and 20.
It's a passing down. You've got Burke and Moon deep at the safety positions in coverage. Stedman on the far side. On the near side, Hertini and Rush in coverage. Dropping back, DeVry. Pressure comes. Flush him out of the pocket right. He fires downfield, and look who's there again. It's Paxton Burke, his 2nd of the night. He's got 8 on the season. He might return this one to the house. He does. Interception. Pick 6. Roseburg back on the board again.
What a play from Paxton Burke. This guy showed up to play defensive football today. We talked about it earlier with Roseburg needing an interception, needing to cause turnovers. He's already caused 2 on his own, both interceptions. This one going back for a touchdown. This goes back to what we were talking about before the game, where this Roseburg defense, when they cause extra possessions, when they can score, it helps out this offense that we've seen be lackluster at times. Now you're looking at a 14-0 score as long as this extra point goes in. And just like that, all the momentum with the Indians.
The PAT does go through as the 38-yard return by Burke goes to the house for 6. The kick good by Huerta, and it is now 14-0. Roseburg is in front. We take another 30-second timeout after the defensive score for the Indians on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
When it's time for pizza, make it Mountain Mike's. We only use the freshest ingredients, like our zesty pepperoni that curls when it's cooked to perfection. And don't worry, we put enough on every slice. Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Well, that should put Paxton Burke, I believe, in the lead for non-offensive touchdowns in the state at the 5A level. He was tied with a group of people with 2 this season. He's had a kickoff return, a punt return, and now he does it with a pick 6 on his 8th interception of the season. The ball goes to the 9-yard line on the kickoff for Eagle Point. Angling to the middle, bounces out to the outside, now breaking free, making a man miss. Here goes Brown. He had a kickoff return last week, and he'll do it again here tonight as Pierce Brown will get the Eagles on the board. Well, that's one way to respond if you're Eagle Point. That ball, an 81-yard kickoff return.
I'm still not sure he can hear you. One more time.
So Brown takes it to the house, and now it is a 14-6 score. Eagle Point on the board the first time tonight, and they look to try to make it a one-possession game. On the PAT, make it a 7-point game if they can.
Yeah, it looked like on that kick return, the coverage for Roseburg, those gunners on the outside, whose main job is to make that kick returner go to the middle, go where all the bodies are. Came too far inside. Returner was able to bounce it outside in a huge play for this Eagle Point offense. I mean, we've seen 21 combined points, and it's been everything but offense.
PAT blocked by Roseburg. Octavio Garcia can't get it through, so the kick block. It is 14-6, Roseburg in front, and that comes with 9:08 to go here in the first half. That return taking 15 seconds to go 81 yards. Let's take another 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
1964, two high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
Well, if you tuned in for football tonight, you're getting treated to some fireworks so far. We had a pick six by Roseburg, returned 38 yards by Paxton Burke, and on the ensuing kickoff, 81 yards to the house for Pierce Brown. Brown last week had double check here, last week had an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, so he gets his second in consecutive weeks. And he may now be challenging for most non-offensive touchdowns in the 5A classification. He's at least got two.
Yeah, and as crazy as it sounds, don't be surprised if we see another big play here from the Roseburg kick return team. We've seen them make some dynamic plays on kickoffs this year.
Yes, we have. We've seen 3 kickoff returns, and this one's going to go to Stedman at the 5. A little bit of a slow burn to start. Now he breaks free, and he'll get spun forward past the 30. It almost looked like he was just so close to finding that little bit of a seam to get able to burst through and break beyond everybody with his speed. If you give him enough space, he could be gone.
Yeah, we've seen him make plays in the kick return game all season. Most notably, that North Eugene game back home at Roseburg a few weeks ago. Looks like it could have been the game-tying kick return there towards the end of the game. Obviously, Roseburg wasn't able to pull that one out. But needless to say, both special teams can be very, very dynamic tonight.
Yeah, they went for 2 instead of going for the tie, and unfortunately ended up short on that one. But what a game that was. Roseburg with the offense back out on the field. They'll hand it right up the middle on the midline dive. Right up the gut goes Eli Smith on the handoff from Corey Kimball in at quarterback this possession. He will take this drive, and the first run goes out to the 42-yard line. Yeah, they'll spot it about the 42. And that is a gain of enough for a first down. That's 11 on the carry for Smith, who is having another big game early. Last week, Eli Smith needed just 9 carries to get 118 yards. He's had 6 so far. He's up to 44. First down and 10. Roseburg near midfield at the 42. I formation. Give it up the middle. No, keeper for Kimball. Pulled it out late. Smith went diving over the left side. Kimball tried to run it over the right side, and Eagle Point was there ready for it. They stop him after a short gain. Just 2 yards on the pickup. Kimball does have the 2-yard touchdown run on the night for Roseburg, the only offensive touchdown they've had so far. Both teams with a non-offensive touchdown, a defensive one for Roseburg, and a special teams touchdown for Eagle Point. 14-6 our score here in the second quarter, under 8 minutes to go before half. Kimball under center. He's got Smith and the fullback, Burwell the deep back in the eye. Rush is offset on the left side of the line. They'll toss it going right side for Burwell. He will break back to the inside, climbing the hash marks. He just will not let anyone bring him down. Everybody seemed to be a step behind Dre Burwell, and he just kept swatting them away like flies as he burst down the hash marks into Eagle Point territory, and he gets to the 35 as he flips the field.
He's just so fun to watch, too. Last week, we saw him go for 3 touchdowns. He has the speed. He has the physicality. Not a guy that you want to meet in that hole if you're an Eagle Point linebacker.
He picks up 21 on that play. One of the longer runs of the season. They'll go right up the middle once again. And carrying the football, this time Eli Smith. For Dre Burwell, that is the longest carry of the season for him, eclipsing a 16-yard run that he had earlier in the year. So that 21-yarder, the new season high. Eli Smith on his carry on first down, staying on schedule for Roseburg as he gets it just shy of the 32, picking up about 2.5. Second down and a long 6 for the Tribe as they set up. 2 targets spread out to the left side, wide side of the formation. And instead, they will just try to run it up the gut. Not a lot of space, but Coach Watson always says 3 yards is on schedule for them, and they got just slightly more than that. They take it to the 28, picking up about 5.
Yeah, and it seems like Roseburg's kind of starting to go to what they're most comfortable with. We saw them operate out of the eye earlier. We saw them rolling Moon out at the quarterback position. Now we're starting to see a lot more of that option offense, wing T. 3rd and 3, 4-down territory. You would assume you got 2 plays here if you don't get it. Let's see what the Indians can dial up.
Kimball will be under center, I formation behind him. Rush on the right end of the line. Fumble, ball is out. It is jumped on by Eagle Point. On top of the football for the Eagles is Julius Smith, and it just looked as if Kimball just dropped that football. Might have been trying to go on a play fake, trying to hide the football a little bit, got a little too fancy with it, and just put it on the turf.
Yeah, it was hard to tell whether he was trying to rush the handoff, rush the play action, or maybe the ball is just slippery. It's cleared up now, but it was very, very rainy earlier. Tough break for that Roseburg offense. You had the ball inside the 30. We've seen them turn the ball over inside the opposing 30-yard line a lot, and unfortunately we saw it again right there.
The ball at the 34 for Eagle Point. They will run it on first down, going over the left side, and spun down at about the 40-yard line. Eli Hammond on the carry picks up about 6. So a chance now for Eagle Point to march down the field and either try to tie it if they can get the 2-point conversion or at least draw within a point. They've got an opportunity to make this interesting going into the halftime break with 5:25 and counting here in the second quarter. Hammond on that carry, picking up 6. The Eagle Point offense out there. Handed off left side and stuck at the line of scrimmage, pulled backwards. Whistles will stop the play with Hammond not officially going down, but he goes right back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and it's 3rd down.
Hammond picks up a minimal gain.
Tonight's ball game here on The Score, sponsored by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. And by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. 3rd down and medium here for Eagle Point. They've got about 4 yards to get. And they are going to take a timeout. So we will do so as well. Here in the second quarter, Eagle Point trailing Roseburg at 14-6. But they have the football, and they're trying to march down the field. 30-second break on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The Umpqua Dairy Family Reunion. Most people are very familiar with our special ice cream flavor of the months. But did you know that our ice cream is a direct descendant of our milk family, including our newest family members, the organic family of products? Throw in a few more family members, including cottage cheese, sour cream, and whipping cream, and you're going to need a larger shopping cart. And of course, Aunt Gladys loves each and every family member equally. We're Umpqua Dairy, Oregon's favorite dairy family for almost 90 years.
3rd down and about 4 for Eagle Point out of the timeout coming up here. We will have your halftime brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza coming up. We'll be checking in with scores of other games going on. And Carter just mentioning the baseball and the World Series Game 1 going on right now. Last I saw it was 2-0 Dodgers. The Blue Jays have exploded, leading 11-2 in that one in the top of the 7th. Back to action out of the timeout by Eagle Point. Looking to the sideline is DeVry. The senior QB has been switching with the freshman Landon Johnson. He gets the signal call, moves Griffin Womack to the right side. He's got Hammond to his right. Feel like the play clock had to be winding down, but they get the snap off before a whistle. They run it right side, and it's Paxton Burke coming up from his safety spot to take out the legs of Eli Hammond running to the right side. Hammond goes right back to the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. That is 2 straight runs for Eli Hammond that go nowhere after his pickup of 6 on first down, and now it is 4th down and 4. And this feels like it might be punt time here for Eagle Point instead of trying to maybe go for it and leaving Roseburg with a short field.
Yeah, and we've been talking about momentum the entire game with special teams and pick sixes and all of that sort of stuff. If you're Roseburg here, you have just under 4 minutes on the clock, plenty of time to go down and score. This middle 8 here in the game, the end of the first half, the beginning of the second half, it's going to be interesting to see how both teams handle it. Eagle Point's going to talk things over here. But if you're Roseburg, your biggest priorities, getting a stop, getting your offense back on the field.
Timeout by the Eagles before their punt. We will take another 30-second break back in the moment on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
After the takeaway for Eagle Point, it looked like they had plenty of momentum. They had a good run on first down, but they have been stalled on the last two plays, and now they are facing 4th down and 4, and it looks like they could be possibly going for it. They've got Johnson in there at quarterback. We got a penalty flag out as the snap was happening. That leads me to believe it's a false start on the offense. And it will be against Eagle Point, and that might completely change any sort of plans they had on this possession.
Yeah, I would assume you bring out the punt unit here. It's one thing to go for it at your own 40. Now that you're at the 35, man, that's pretty risky. Maybe in a video game, probably not in real life. Looks like Eagle Point is going to punt here. Like we talked about before the break, if you're Roseburg, plenty of time even to run your normal offense out of the wing T or the I. You can run the ball. You have two very dynamic punt returners. See if they can make something happen here before the half.
Garcia, the punter, back at the 22, drops to the 21, gets the kick away. Decent kick, but not very deep, and it will not really allow for a return. It does take an Eagle Point bounce and will roll to the 31. So he does a nice job of flipping the field there for Octavio Garcia. His punt will set up Roseburg at their own 31-yard line. And they left them with 3:39 to go here in the first half. Roseburg football tonight brought to you by Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. So the offense back out there for the Tribe. Last time they marched into Eagle Point territory, but ended up fumbling the football and giving it away. 1st down and 10. Moon is back in at quarterback. He turns and gives it to Burwell, who is just absolutely running over the top of this Eagle Point defense. It just feels as if everything is just flies buzzing around him as he's running down the field.
Yeah, and he's got a big body. He's built. So in that backfield, he's able to run guys over, knock guys down. And once he finds a crease, he's got the speed to go toe-to-toe with just about anyone in that secondary as well. Seems like Roseburg's really found their guy in the run game.
15 yards on that one for Burwell. That puts him over 50 yards on the night. Move a man in motion, give it to it on the end around. This is Stedman trying to get to the edge. A stiff arm keeps him free of the defense. Now he slips one tackle down the sideline into Eagle Point territory, out at the 37-yard line. Looking for Laundry on the field. I don't see anything. I heard an extra whistle there that made me think maybe there was something. It's a 1st down on the run by McLean Stedman.
Yeah, and just able to make guys miss. Wasn't dealing with a lot of leg room over there with the sideline right next to him, but able to make a couple tacklers miss, pick up the 1st down. And now if you're Roseburg, you've picked up 2 big runs on your last 2 plays. You're inside the 40, plenty of time left. Great opportunity to go put the ball in the pay dirt.
16 yards on the carry for Stedman. 1st down and 10 for Roseburg. Moon under center. Smith, the fullback. Burwell, the deep back in the I formation. Give it to the senior. Burwell running over the left side. Plenty of easy running room for him as he goes over between the left tackle and guard position. He's got Smith out there blocking, and he's got plenty of space before he's ever got any pink jerseys from Eagle Point on him.
Yeah, and that goes back to operating out of the I formation. When you have Smith in, a guy that can block as a fullback, it allows you to run the ball a little bit more effectively, and it's also easier to run. We've seen Roseburg struggle with fumbling the ball while trying to run the option. Things are a lot more simple out of the I, and we've seen that tonight.
Our score 14-6 here in the second quarter. 2:23 to go before the halftime break. Roseburg in front. Burke moves in motion right to left. High snap pulled down by Moon. Hands it off to Smith. Running right side. He slips one tackle and will get buried into the 15. There was a defender that got some hands high on his back, and I don't know if it was if he just slipped out of the tackle or if the defender realized he could have been in the area of a possible horse collar, let it go, and that allowed Smith to break free for at least a few more yards as he takes it to the 14.
Yeah, at this point now it's all about execution. 2 minutes on the clock. You're inside the 15-yard line. Take care of the football, walk away with points, and head into the half with the lead here if you're the Tribe.
Longest run of the night for Smith at 19 yards. It is a fake to Burke. Going right side is Moon. He goes opposite direction of all the motion going to the left, takes it back to the right, and he scampers down to the 6-yard line. And that is a pickup of 8 on the ground for the quarterback. And Roseburg right now, I think they've got this Eagle Point defense scrambling. They're on their heels, guessing which direction to go, and right now Roseburg finding easy space to move the ball.
Yeah, now at this point you're within the 5-yard line. You can run just about anything. You're a team that likes to run the ball. Prime position here.
Especially here at 2nd and 2 from inside the 10. They can still get a first down. Running left side, and this time unable to escape. One of the defensive line guys, that might be a linebacker in there. That was Caden Anthony. He's the only returning all-league selection for this Eagle Point team at a defensive line position. Anthony wrapping up Burwell, and it was really for no gain. Took him right back to about the line of scrimmage. Actually might have lost a yard on the play for Burwell, and Roseburg's going to take a timeout. I believe we've got one more break to get in here in the first half, so we'll take it right now. We are down to 50 seconds to go. Roseburg leading 14-6, threatening to add more points before the break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Roseburg football tonight brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. Always expect more from Evergreen. Out of the timeout, it's 3rd down and short. A little misdirection, running it, booting all the way to the left side is Moon, stretching it to the pylon, lowers the shoulder, and he's in. Touchdown, Roseburg!
Resulting in a touchdown, Roseburg Indians.
Really creative play design there. Roseburg, a team that likes to run in between the tackles. We've seen them run that inside zone time and time again. This time Moon keeps it, a great play fake. He's able to use that track speed that we've talked about before to get to the outside, put the ball in the end zone. Big score before the half for Roseburg.
Moon will add another 6, and it is now 20-6. Roseburg in front. The PAT from Huerta, the kick away, and he splits the uprights to make it 21-6. Roseburg gets points right before the half. Good opportunity there for the Tribe, and they stretch it back out to a 2-score lead here before we go to the locker room. 42 seconds to go here in the first half. And Eagle Point will have a chance. We saw him already return one kickoff for a touchdown. Roseburg likely will be cognizant, aware of that, and probably I could see a squib kick coming here just to make sure that there's no chance that Eagle Point. I feel like Roseburg's defense has been playing well against the Eagle Point offense, that you would be happy to have your defense out there for a couple of plays to try and stop them rather than trying to see their special teams do something special again.
Yeah, and even if you kick a squib kick and they get the ball at the 35 or 40-yard line, they probably don't have a kicker who's kicking a 60-yard field goal. If they do, I'd love to see it, but you're okay giving up a little bit of field position to avoid a big special teams play. We saw them have a weird pooch kick earlier where the ball kind of landed at the 20, 15-yard line, was able to put Eagle Point inside their own 10. Let's see if they run something kind of similar here, too.
Looks like the rains have started to come back here. Just a bit of a drizzle going on here at Eagle Point as umbrellas start to come back out again. Huerta will be kicking it away, left to right on your radio dial for those who are joining us on the radio. The right-footed kicker has the hand up and will swing the foot through. He does kick it, angles it away. It'll bounce at the 12. But the return man, Brown, once again will get a chance. He makes a cut back to his left, trying to get to the sideline, and this time he won't escape. Hertini is there to make the tackle, and that'll set up Eagle Point with the football at their own 27-yard line. And they'll have 34 seconds. We'll see if they decide to try and do anything to try and push the ball downfield, or if they're content going to the locker room. Eagle Point will get the football to start the second half as Roseburg received the opening kickoff. Tonight's game brought to you by Waldron's Outdoor Sports. Hunting season is here, and you can check out hunting and fishing gear and supplies at Waldron's, now at a new location at 450 Northeast Stevens in Roseburg. Offense out there. You've got DeVry in shotgun with a man to his left. They'll go on a delayed handoff. And nowhere to go over the left tackle. Now breaking free. Hammond almost spurted out.
Eli Hammond, the ball
Hammond, he tried to go over the left tackle. There was just nowhere to go, but he stayed up and stayed with it and found a little bit of a weak spot and ended up over the center, breaking free for good yardage.
Yeah, and that's probably the right play call there if you're Eagle Point. No, you're not taking a shot downfield and trying to score a touchdown necessarily, but it's a win-win. You don't turn the ball over. You pick up some yards if they wanted to. They maybe could have been a little bit more aggressive, but given how this first half has gone for this Eagle Point offense, not surprised that they just take it to the half.
That will do it. They don't need to run another play, and they do not. Eagle Point will head to the locker room. They trail by 15, 21-6. Roseburg, a little bit of everything in that first half for both teams. We'll talk more about it as we come back with your Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
1964, two high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami, with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at qualityfenceco.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Kaya Freshner, alto saxophone, vocals, 4 years.
Here at the halftime break, they are acknowledging the band seniors out on the field as it is senior night here at Eagle Point High School. Along with Carter Stedman, I'm Joey Keeran, and this is Roseburg football tonight on the Score, streaming with our video simulcast online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. This is the Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. Abby's Legendary Pizza, proud to sponsor today's Roseburg High School football game. To win a free large pizza of your choice, send an email to contest@abbeys.com and share your favorite legendary thing about Roseburg football. Well, here at the break, it is 21-6. The Roseburg Indians in front. We've seen 2 quarterback touchdowns. Corey Kimball gets it started with a 2-yard quarterback sneak up the middle, and then it was Caden Moon that scored the last touchdown of the first half for the Tribe on a 7-yard touchdown naked boot out to the left, and he was able to race to the pylon to get in. And then we also saw a defensive touchdown. Paxton Burke with his first pick 6 of the season on his 8th interception of the year, his second on the night, as he takes it in from that was 38 yards out as he returns it for the score. The lone touchdown of the first half for Eagle Point comes on an 81-yard kickoff return by Pierce Brown, his second kickoff return in as many weeks, as he would get the Eagles on the board. But Roseburg scores last as we go to the halftime break, and it's 21-6. We saw, and we talked about this early, Carter, that Roseburg this season, it feels like a lot of times they have had things going their direction only to see a penalty, a turnover, a negative play absolutely derail a drive. They get to second down and 6, and then they get tackled for a loss, and it derails the whole drive. They get to, third down or second down and 5 or whatever. They've been marching down the field. They're into enemy territory, and they get a 10-yard holding penalty that derails the drive. Or they, like tonight, they get into just outside the red zone, and they turn it over on a fumble that just fell out of the quarterback's hands. So we've seen that all season from Roseburg. Tonight, that feels like that's the difference in Roseburg leading by 2 scores versus leading extremely comfortably going into halftime tonight.
Yeah, and they've responded really well to some adversity. Early in the game, Caden Moon had a big run up the left sideline here, got called back due to a holding penalty. They had the ball into what is referred as the big red zone, so the 30 and in, and they turned the ball over there as well. And so in moments like that, they've responded well. They've put the ball in the end zone, and a lot of that has come from their defense, like we talked about in the pregame. When their special teams can make plays and when their defense can provide extra possessions, or in this case points, that helps this offense come along a lot better, because of the fact that we know Roseburg's not going to come into any game and just air the ball out for 200 yards. They're going to play slow, methodical football. So when your defense is helping you out, more specifically Paxton Burke helping you out with his 2 interceptions, it helps a lot, and especially that drive right before half. That was huge, because now you go up 2 possessions into the half instead of 1. You put your defense on the field first, which they have been lights out tonight, as they have for a majority of this season. The biggest thing to keep an eye on, Roseburg in the first half of a majority of their games this season have been very competitive. They've played a lot of very close first halves. In the second half, however, we've seen things kind of unravel a little bit. The biggest thing I want to see here from the Indians is them play a complete game. Can they continue to get stops in the second half? Part of that is keeping your defense fresh, and then also that offense that has been running the ball so well tonight, both in between the tackles and on the outside. Can they continue to move the ball downfield without staying in their own way?
On the season, you mentioned second half scoring. Roseburg has been outscored in the second half 92-55, but in most of those cases, Roseburg's been trailing at halftime. In games that they've been leading at halftime, I believe that they're 2-0 in those games. So we'll see how that goes. We will take a look at how the numbers bear out exactly what you were talking about just there. We'll take a look at those numbers when we come back. It is the Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with more. We'll take a look at team and individual statistics in just a moment on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here at the halftime break, the Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report for you here on The Score. I'm Joey Keeran, Carter Stedman here with me. Don't forget to stick around for the postgame show where we will name your Quality Fence Player of the Game. Quality Fence doing it right for you. We'll find out which Roseburg player was doing it right for the Indians here tonight. Taking a look at our first half team statistics for the visiting Roseburg Indians tonight. Senior night for the Eagle Point Eagles. Well, Carter, you mentioned they don't come in and air it out for 200 yards. And, Roseburg, once again, last week they didn't need to air the ball out. South Eugene, a team that is they are playing their senior night game tonight, and they have already forfeited their final game of the season on the road against Crater. So they are just trying to make it through the season. Last week they were already pretty thin, and Roseburg ran all over them. Didn't need to throw the ball, did it just twice. So far in the first half of this one, Roseburg has thrown the ball just twice. One completion, tackled at the line of scrimmage, no gain. So 1 for 2 through the air for no yards for Roseburg. The one completion was by Caden Moon, finding Paxton Burke. But on the ground, Roseburg, 25 carries for 183 yards tonight. So they have been doing well, leading the way for Roseburg. 9 carries for 70 yards for Eli Smith. And for Dre Burwell, 4 carries for 51. The touchdowns, though, have gone to the quarterbacks. Caden Moon has 4 carries for 20 yards. He's got a 7-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Corey Kimball has 3 carries. He's at 3 yards total, has a 2-yard touchdown run. And he did have a fumble on a possession in the second quarter. McLean Stedman. I'm going to blame the fact that you're in the booth with me for that one. I haven't really called him Carter all but maybe once this season. So McLean Stedman, 3 carries, 26 yards. His most carries on the season. Paxton Burke had 1 carry for 9. Eli Rush, 1 carry for 5 yards. And that is the offense for the Roseburg Indians here tonight. On the other side, passing for the Eagle Point Eagles, they are 1 for 5 through the air for just 11 yards and 2 interceptions. That would be Mason DeVry with the 2 picks that he has thrown. He also has the 1 completion for 11 yards. That went to Griffin Womack for a first down. On the ground, Eagle Point, 12 carries for 39 yards total. Leading the way with 26 yards on the ground is Eli Hammond. And he has carried the ball 8 times so far tonight. Also, you have Octavio Garcia for 2 carries for 14 yards. And then the quarterback, Landon Johnson, the freshman who has been out there at times. He has 2 carries, but one of them was a 10-yard sack. So I'll put him down at -1 yard on the night. And 50 yards total on the night so far for Eagle Point. And for Roseburg, 183 yards of offense. We'll go ahead and get in another timeout here during the during the Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. Don't forget, you could win a free large pizza of your choice. All you got to do is send an email to contest@abbeys.com and share your favorite legendary thing about football in Roseburg. That is Abby's Legendary Pizza. At the break, it's 21-6. We'll try to get a look at some other scores on this Friday night, and we'll kind of give our thoughts about how things might want to go for the Roseburg Indians coming up after the break. So we will take our timeout and be back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
1964, two high school pals opened up a pizza parlor. Over 60 years later, their mission of providing a great value and family-friendly environment continues to thrive. And what's been their customers' favorite pizza since day one? The Abby's Special. This classic combo of pepperoni, salami with olives, mushrooms, beef, and sausage, and 100% real cheese tastes as good today as it did way back then. Enjoy great value and classic pizza at your neighborhood Abby's.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At the halftime break, a 15-point lead for the Roseburg Indians on top of the Eagle Point Eagles. Well, going on tonight, we've got some big matchups around Douglas County at down in Winston. Douglas is looking to try a win tonight. Might just help the Douglas Trojans clinch a spot in the postseason. They are taking on South Umpqua, and at halftime, it is Douglas leading 13-0 over the Lancers at home there in Winston. Also going on, a big one tonight for the Oakland Oakers. They have got two extremely tough games to finish out their regular season. They are currently kind of right there at the top. I think they're tied for second, and they're playing the two teams that are fighting for the league championship as well. No, they're tied for first coming into it. And the team in, I guess, third place technically, was Myrtle Point with one loss on their record. Well, Myrtle Point at halftime is leading 27-0 over Oakland. Oakland on the road for that one. So that is not the game that Oakland was hoping for there. If the Okers can't win their final two games, they're going to have to probably get into the postseason as an at-large team. And, yeah, man, they may be right on the bubble going into that one. Maybe some other games of note for fans here tonight, especially Roseburg fans that are used to being in the Southwest Conference. Let's see here. You've got Grants Pass leading Sheldon 20-3 in that one. Springfield is actually, man, this is Springfield's Roseburg's opponent next week. It'll be senior night, final game of the season. Springfield's leading 13-12 against Crater tonight. That one is in Central Point. That would be a huge win for the Millers. Right now, Crater receiving votes in the coaches poll, and they are currently in second place, one game behind Thurston in the league standings. So that would be a big win for Springfield if they can hang on to get the win against Crater. Let's see here. North Medford was leading South Salem 20-7 at the last update we had in that one. And yeah, I think that is going to be most of the games of note for our fans there in Roseburg. Well, we saw Roseburg. To me, it just feels like continuing to execute your game plan, and Roseburg should be able to continue to kind of roll in this one, hopefully build a big of enough lead to be able to feel comfortable about this one going to the fourth quarter. Right now, it feels like just the defense continue to what you do when you're doing, and for the offense, just stay on schedule of those 3 yards every down if you can get them.
Yeah, this is prime position you want to be for any football team. With a two-possession lead, this is a run-heavy Roseburg offense. All they have to do is continue to chew up the clock, move the ball downfield, continue to put points on the board, which they've been doing pretty well tonight, and they're going to be in a good spot. The only issue is if you get complacent, if you have penalties on both sides of the ball, if you let up another kick return touchdown like we saw in the first half. If Roseburg can stay out of their own way, the offense continues to operate, and the defense plays the way they've been playing, I think they'll be okay.
Right now, we are looking at dry conditions, no rain coming down at the moment. We are expecting breezy conditions. There was one point early before the pregame show got underway where it was blowing extremely hard, but things have been fairly calm on the wind side. Right now, not seeing any raindrops coming down, and we are looking at, see if you got a, oh, there we go, 54 degrees here in Eagle Point. We are getting ready for the start of the second half. We're a little bit late, but let's go ahead and get it in anyways. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football here on The Score. Along with Carter Stedman, I'm Joey Keeran. That was our Abby's Legendary Pizza halftime report. Stick around. We'll have the Umpqua Dairy postgame show when we wrap up things at the end of this one. Tonight's game's been brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. And we mentioned Waldron's Outdoor Sports a little bit earlier in the first half. Want to remind everybody that right now, Share Your Shot going on. You can head to 541radio.com to upload a photo of your deer harvest from this year. Doesn't have to be the biggest game or rack. It just needs to be a good photo. Submit your photo, and you got a chance to win a prize package from Waldron's Outdoor Sports and Big O Tires and from The Score. So check it out. That is Share Your Shot at 541radio.com. All right, 12 minutes up on the board. Third quarter action coming at you here from Eagle Stadium. The kickoff away down to the 14-yard line for the Eagles, running right up the middle of the field. The return man for Eagle Point, Julius Smith, who has a fumble recovery on the night, will set up the Eagles in decent field position as he gains moderate yardage out to the 32-yard line. The Eagles offense will take over. We've been seeing a mixture of Layden Johnson, a freshman, and Mason DeVry. The two quarterbacks have been splitting time in the backfield. Johnson appears to be more of the runner, and he will be the man in shotgun to lead things off in the second half. Johnson, the freshman, puts in his mouthpiece, moves a man in motion from left to right, and will hand it off. And trying to cut upfield goes Garcia, but he is not able to escape. Will get taken down right at the line of scrimmage as he planted his foot, started going north and south rather than east and west, but he does not go anywhere as that Roseburg front line swallows him up. So Garcia on his third carry of the night, going nowhere. Second down and 10 for the Eagles, wearing their breast cancer awareness pink jerseys here tonight with blue numbers on the front and the back, the white helmets. Roseburg in the road whites here with the orange numbers on the front and the back, black helmets for the Tribe. Move a man in motion again from the left, angles in, now bubbles back out to the left, taking off and running, goes Johnson on the right side. He weaves his way up the field on the numbers. He gets to the 40. Nice job on second down. Well, should be third down. The stick on the far side, the markers reading fourth. I saw the officials all holding up 3, so it should be third down. They will now correct it.
Just a well-designed play there. You get the motion out of the backfield, defense all looking right, and then a designed quarterback run to the left side, motion to the right, run to the left, whatever it was. Just a smart play there, third manageable for this Eagle Point offense, and a chance for them to pick up another first down.
There's a pickup of 7 on that one. Johnson stays in shotgun. He's got Womack to his left. He's going to pitch it out to the right side. Caught. No, in and out of the hands. Maybe thinking about the motion turning upfield for Garcia. He had the space to be able to move the chains, but the ball goes right through his hands.
Yeah, and if you're Eric Johnson here, the head coach for Eagle Point, you have to think about going for it because of the fact you're already down 2 possessions. Coming out of the second half, the last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give Roseburg the ball back. Looks like they're going to stay on the field here. Big fourth down to start out the second half.
We'll see if they motion into a punt formation, but right now Roseburg with nobody back. Johnson is in shotgun as if they are going to keep the offense, and he is going to try to pass. He's going to air it out left side, has a man wide open, caught, off to the races at the 25 with a blocker in front of him. He makes his way inside the 10-yard line, and on fourth down, the Eagles will convert as they go deep down the field and down the sideline to move the chains. For Eagle Point, Caden Feebigger will make a big reception.
It just didn't look like Roseburg was ready for Eagle Point to actually throw the ball there. The corner on our side clearly in a punt formation kind of look. Those receivers, the outside guy goes in, the inside guy goes out, sets up a big play, and now 1st and goal for this Eagle Point offense.
55 yards on the reception for Fiebiger. And it'll set up 1st and goal for the Eagles as they try to score first here in the second half. Johnson stays in. He's got Hammond to his right. He will fake the handoff, take off running. Nutter will try to keep him in the backfield, but spinning out of the tackle goes Johnson inside the 5 before a whole host of white jerseys will bring him down. Aiden Nutter got kind of sucked in on the edge, didn't keep the contain. He still was able to recover and got some hands on Johnson, but he was slippery and was able to break free and pick up a couple extra yards.
Yeah, and credit to Johnson. This is a freshman playing out here on senior night when it's supposed to be about the older guys and the vets on this team. He's coming out here, he's playing tough football. Has he been perfect? No, but he's made some big plays, just like that 4th down conversion, and now they have a chance to put the ball in the end zone.
He only picks up 1, but it was a lot of effort for it. They bring in DeVry under center with 3 backs in the backfield. He'll give it, fakes it, rolling to his left, throwing to the end zone, and it's picked off in the end zone by Roseburg. It's Caden Moon down the sideline, makes a cut back to the numbers, gets tackled from behind. The ball came out as he was on the ground, and he will go down at the 42. The Roseburg Indians with their 3rd takeaway of the night, and it'll set them up 1st and 10 from their own 42.
Huge momentum shift for that Roseburg defense. Back is against the wall. Caden Moon, the quarterback and the cornerback, making big plays for this team tonight. Sets up Roseburg in good field position. They avoid Eagle Point putting points on the board. Kind of just took the energy out of the stadium a little bit. This place was ready to go nuts. Looked like Eagle Point was going to climb themselves back into this game. Now the script is totally flipped back in the favor of Roseburg.
9:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Roseburg has it at their own 42-yard line. 3rd interception thrown by DeVry here tonight. And Roseburg's offense on the field to start the 3rd quarter, their first drive, leading by 15. Turn and hand it off. Kimball gives it, running over the right side of the formation for the Tribe. On his back is Burwell, who will get up. He really only got about half a yard to a yard on the 1st down carry.
As we know, Joey, this Roseburg offense loves to run the ball. They actually have 0 passing yards right now. So I think you expect run on this possession. With that being said, the momentum they have and the playmakers they have at receiver between Moon and Stedman and Burke, I wouldn't be surprised if they took a shot here, look to take the top off of this defense, as they don't really have a safety playing over the top either.
In shotgun for Kimball with Smith to his left. He's got 2 targets to the left, 2 targets to the right. In motion went Hertini, and pulling it back out was Kimball. He tried to take off and run, and he does not get anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. Roseburg kind of breaking from their traditional formation, their base offense with the I formation, which has been picking up good yardage for the most part. They got kind of behind their schedule on 1st down, and now on 2nd down, they go nowhere once again, and it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and if you're Roseburg, this isn't necessarily your forte, talking about being in 3rd and long, being in these obvious passing situations. With them being in the gun, it spreads the defense out. Typically, you're able to run the ball a little bit more effectively out of that formation when you're in shotgun with just 1 back in the backfield. Weren't able to do it right there.
3rd down and 9. They'll spread out 2 targets out wide. That is Rush and Hertini. Burwell is on the left side or right side of the line. The left side has Stedman out that direction, rolling to his right, looking downfield. Pass tipped up, but it goes to Rush. He makes the catch, gets hit immediately, but he secures the football. They didn't give him that great of a spot on the far side. They give him a better spot on the near side. They marked him back about another yard, but they end up coming together to agree. The football will go to the 47-yard line. Tip drill, and Eli Rush is right there in the right spot.
Yeah, just great focus. Never easy as a receiver when there's hands in front of your face or the ball gets deflected to try and come up and make a catch. Great play by Rush there. It also moves the sticks on 3rd and long for Roseburg, able to keep their drive alive.
First completion of the night for Kimball. On his 2nd attempt, it goes to Eli Rush for 10 yards. And now Roseburg will run it up the middle with Eli Smith. He takes it to the 42 and picks up 5. First carry of the second half for Smith, who's up to 75 yards on the night. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Indians as the clock runs at 6:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Indians leading this one 21-6. An interception in the end zone for the Roseburg defense, taking away a scoring chance for the Eagles. In shotgun for Kimball. With Smith to his left, moves Hertini in motion. Give it to Hertini. Tries to stretch it around the end. Carries a tackler. Lowered the shoulder to get around somebody. Gets inside the 40 as he will sprint out to the outside numbers. Gets to the 39 officially for a pickup of 3.
Right on schedule for Roseburg. Yes, it's third down, but it's third down and short. Your whole playbook is open, especially when you're a team that likes to run the ball in between the tackles to the outside, whatever it might be. You would assume it's 4-down territory here as well. Now, last time I said that, Roseburg did turn the ball over on a fumble, so hopefully we don't see that here. But this Roseburg offense on schedule, doing exactly what they want against this Eagle Point defense.
21-6, third down. They will ring the bell on third down, looking for a stop here for this Eagle Point defense, and Roseburg's going to use a timeout as they were unable to get set the way they wanted to. So that'll be the first time out of the second half for Roseburg. They lead at 21-6, 5:38 to go in the third quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
Third down out of the timeout by Roseburg. They lead it by 15. They will set up with Kimball in shotgun. He's got Smith to his right. High snap, pulls it down, rolling to his right. Now looking to pass. He will get hit. And that high snap derailed that play. And Kimball slow to get up as he got drilled. Coming up, it is the quarterback, the freshman, Layden Johnson, who comes in to make the hit. A sack back to the 50, a loss of 11 on the play for the Indians.
Now we've seen the quarterbacks for both teams, being both Caden Moon and Johnson for Eagle Point, make plays on the defensive end on back-to-back drives. Obviously, Moon had the big interception in the end zone. You see Johnson lay the boom there on Kimball, knocks him out of probably going for it on fourth and down. You'd think they punt here. Big play, huge sack for this Eagle Point defense.
They've got Moon running in to run this play. Now Moon can punt it. We've seen him do that pooch punt. Kimball has gone to the sideline. Frustration for him, it looked like. They do have Moon in shotgun, so not looking to punt just yet. Now he drops back, and a return man will drop back for the Eagles. And Moon does get a chance to boot it away. Inside the 20, right at the 20 now. The return man slips out of the first tackle, slips on the wet turf and goes down. Foot couldn't get a hold on the artificial turf here at Eagle Point High School as he tried to plant and make a cut. And Pierce Brown will go down at the 27-yard line on the return. So short return of 7 yards, and Roseburg's defense will be back out there with 4:27 to go here in the third quarter. Eagle Point has it at their own 27. We were talking about scores of other matchups going on tonight. Portland Trailblazers, we are your home for the Blazers on the radio in Douglas County. Obviously not on the air tonight with the Roseburg football game, but the Blazers in their first game without head coach Chauncey Billups, they are leading 69-58 over Golden State. Just started the third quarter in that one. Offense on the field, they go on a reverse. It was Hammond, hands it back off to Brown running to the near side. Hammond got the handoff from DeVry running right, but then Hammond hands it back off to Brown coming back to the left. He gets around the edge, and the reverse double handoff goes for 9 yards out to the 36. So that'll be Brown has his first carry of the night, and it goes for 9 yards. Second down and a yard. DeVry in shotgun, turns, hands it. Hammond running in the middle, now bounces to the outside, and he'll get just enough to move the chains. It initially looked like he had a chance to get to the outside, but Roseburg's defense does a nice job of closing the gap.
Yeah, I mean, Eagle Point picks up the first down there, but still a great stop by that Roseburg defense. We've seen their defensive line, whether it's Batchelor or Gibby or some of the other guys that contribute to that front seven, really come up and make some big plays. Obviously, the offensive drive stalled out around the 40. If this defense can get another stop, the offense can put together a good drive. You're going to see that clock start to really melt away from Eagle Point.
Spread out Brown wide to the left side. 1st and 10 from the right hash mark. Brown is way out there at the numbers, and he's just going to be a decoy as they hand it off. Hammond, stiff arm, trying to keep defenders off him, but Roseburg's defense just one after another, a wave of white jerseys, and Hammond cannot escape. They stretch him all the way out, and he picks up only a yard to the 39.
You know, the biggest thing that sticks out to me about this Roseburg defense is just the quickness they have. Obviously, we know about Stedman and Burke and Moon and those guys have been the secondary. But even at the linebacker core, whether it's A.J. Black, Dre Burwell, those kind of guys, their ability to pursue the football and make tackles in the backfield, really impressive.
A.J. Black and even Nick Ruiz, the two junior linebackers, they have been a huge development their junior years at that linebacker position for Roseburg. Johnson's in at quarterback. He turns and hands it, and that is Gibby in the middle along with the linebacker Burwell to stand up the runner. Nowhere to go, right at the line of scrimmage. That was, I believe, Garcia on the run, and he just gets stood up at the line, fell forward for a gain of 1.
Yeah, you talk about running into a brick wall. George Gibby is that brick wall. He's very built. He's a strong dude up front, causes havoc on that defensive line. See him come up with another big-time tackle there.
3rd down and 8 here for the Eagles. They are looking to try and catch up, trailing by 15, 2:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Garcia motions into the backfield, sets up to the right of Johnson in shotgun. The freshman rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's going to launch it. 2 guys down, or 2 defenders, only 1 target down there. McLean Stedman the closest to it as that ball sails over the head of Brown. Stedman was thinking about it, but that ball sails over the top of him. He's a big guy. What was he, 6'2"?
6'1", 6'2", yeah, somewhere around there.
With cleats and whatnot, you can give him some good stretch. We know he's got speed and some hops, but he couldn't quite get to that one. Don't worry, you don't have to compliment him or anything. Stedman will go deep along with Burke as the Eagles will set up in punt formation. Clock stopped at 2:09 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Garcia is the punter, and we've got movement early on the left side. Hernan McChain, a sophomore, in punt coverage, tries to get going early, and that's going to back up the Eagles. So they were in punt formation and punt mode already. This is going to back them up and give Roseburg a little bit of extra room to try and maybe return this. And now Roseburg, they're going to bring McLean Stedman back up. They might be looking to try and give Burke a little bit of extra room to try and get a good return. No, they're going to send the punt block on. High snap. They can't get there. Burke won't have a chance at a return. And once again, it takes a great bounce for Eagle Point. So they get backed up, but still a good punt for Eagle Point. Roseburg will get the football back with 1:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. So far, neither team has scored here in the second half. Eagle Point had a great opportunity, but got picked off in the end zone. Roseburg will have the ball at their own 21-yard line. Tonight's ball game is sponsored by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Roseburg's offense on the field, handed off up the middle. It's Caden Moon at quarterback for this drive. And right up the gut for the Tribe.
If you're Roseburg here, the biggest thing is just chewing up this clock. You have about 13, 14 minutes of game time. If you can go on a long drive here, take 6 or 7 minutes off that play clock, put the ball in the end zone, that is going to essentially ice the game. So if you can take care of the football, avoid sacks like we saw in the last drive, Roseburg with a chance to really put this game on ice.
They've got the I formation behind Moon. That first one just a dive up the middle for 5. Smith, the fullback. Burwell, the deep man. Rush offset to the right side, turn and hand it to Burwell over the left side. Plenty of space. He rumbles out to the outside edge at the hash marks. He will get taken down, but not before he picks up about 15 or more. They'll spot him down at the 43-yard line, and that is a pickup of 17 on the ground for Dre Burwell. Burwell has had a couple of big runs in this one. A 10-yarder, 21, 15, now a 17. He's had 6 carries total. Only 2 of them have been for less than 10 yards. And only 1 for less than 5. Pitch it, running right side, hitting the backfield, trying to escape, and nowhere to go. It's Eli Rush trapped in the backfield and no one there to help him out. He gets swallowed up back to the 38-yard line is where they call his forward progress stopped. It'll be a loss of 5.
And that's one of the few times we've seen Roseburg actually use the pitch on the option, trying to get the ball to Rush on the outside there. Eagle Point was ready for it that time, though. Had guys in the backfield able to get Rush in the backfield for a loss of 5 to 6 yards. Big play there by that Eagle Point defense.
Roseburg's just going to head to the sideline as the clock wears down. We are headed to the fourth quarter, a scoreless third, and the Roseburg Indians maintain their 15-point lead. 21-6 as we head to the fourth quarter. Back after this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Starting the fourth quarter, Roseburg leading 21-6. Along with Carter Stedman, I'm Joey Keeran, bringing you Roseburg football tonight here on the Score and online at 541radio.com. The first play of the fourth quarter, Caden Moon on a quarterback keeper scrambles to the outside edge and gets to the 40. He will pick up 2 on the carry, and it sets up third down and long. It'll be 13 yards to go for the Tribe. And the Indians' offense trying to get some positive momentum. They've had spurts of it, but credit to Eagle Point's defense coming up with some big plays. Moon rolling out to his right, has some time, lofts it deep, has Stedman down there, but it's off his hands. He would have been right on the sideline. Not sure if he would have been able to have a chance to stay in bounds, but he can't hold on to the football off the end of his hands. Out of bounds, incomplete, and it'll stop the clock with 11:48 to go, and it's 4th down and 13.
Yeah, big stop there by Eagle Point. I would assume Roseburg's going to punt here on 4th and about 12. The biggest thing for Eagle Point is you still have life. You're only down 2 possessions. Yes, your offense has struggled to move the ball, but they still have time. We've seen them find success in the run game throughout different parts of this game. Still hope here for the Eagles.
Moon will now take a couple of steps back, and he will get a kick away, but it is blocked. It is picked up by Roseburg. Moon only took a step back. Normally he takes a couple of steps. I'm not sure if maybe he wasn't as deep as he needed to be to try to pooch kick, and it is blocked by Eagle Point. And they will get great field position. You want to talk about a break? That is a huge one for the Eagles. They will start in Roseburg territory at the 44-yard line. So Moon has the punt blocked. And here come the Eagles looking to try and capitalize. They had a takeaway and could not capitalize earlier. Now they'll get a run right up the middle. Great space and a big burst out of Eli Hammond up the gut. He picks up about 5 on first down. He'll go to the 38-yard line. He'll make up 6 yards on first, 2nd down and 4.
And Joey, talking to this Roseburg coaching staff throughout the week, they knew Eagle Point was not going to just roll over and die in this game. It's senior night. The community shows up, and we've seen it tonight. They've continued to fight, and now with an opportunity to make this a one-possession game with about 11 minutes to play.
Garcia in motion from right to left. A fake pitch by Johnson, the freshman quarterback in this drive, and he will go on the design quarterback keeper up the middle as he scrambles, finds some space, and gets inside the 30. Takes it to the 29. And that is a pickup of 9 on what was 2nd down and short for Johnson. So here we go. This is the opportunity Eagle Point needed. You mentioned they're not too far out of this one, and a score on this drive makes it a very interesting final, about 10 minutes left of this game. Johnson in shotgun. He's got Womack to the left side. He's going to pass quickly, but it's out of the reach of a target that falls. Garcia trying to make the grab, but it's too far towards the sideline as he was turning back on the short hitch route and could not get his hands on it. Does stop the clock.
The biggest thing, too, here, Joey, for this Roseburg secondary, if Eagle Point does decide to start moving the ball through the air, you can't get too trigger happy with an interception. Yes, you want to get a pass breakup. Yes, Paxton Burke already has 2 interceptions in this game. Caden Moon has 1 as well. But you can't give up a big play trying to be a hero. Knock the ball down. Make sure you force an incomplete pass. Do not try to be a hero and give up a big play over the top.
Mason DeVry checks in at quarterback. He's been more of the passer, although he does have 3 interceptions thrown on the night. Fakes the handoff, play action, going over the middle, and it's too far out of the reach. They go on the post pattern to the middle of the field, and McLean Stedman there, he undercut the route to try and get in front of the receiver, and that pass, if it gets by him to the receiver, that could have easily been 6. He goes to try and make the breakup. It didn't seem like he was trying to do too much, but as well, you like you said, these Eagle Point receivers, I've seen it on tape from previous games, and we've seen it tonight. They can get downfield and get behind defenses.
Yeah, and that was actually a really good route. Stedman obviously made a play on the ball, forced an incomplete pass. If that ball has a little bit more air on it and he leads his receiver, could have been a touchdown.
It is 3rd down and 10. DeVry on a delayed handoff counter going back to the right for Garcia at the 25. He made an Olay move. 1-man miss, but more defenders come. A.J. Black there helping make the tackle. It was a pickup of about 4 yards on 3rd down. It'll be 4th and 6, and that might have been the indication right there. Well, they'll actually back it up to the 26-yard line, so it's a pickup of 3 for Garcia. And that was maybe the indication that they planned on going for it on 4th down. And at this point in the game, this point in the field, seemed like the obvious decision.
Yeah, you have to. 15-point game here, under 10 minutes to play. Got to try and put points on the board here.
Johnson alone in the backfield. Womack, the tight end, offset behind the tackle on the left side. 2 targets either side. They'll move Garcia back into the backfield to the right of Johnson. He moves to the left now. Johnson rolls to his right. Pressure comes. He will not escape. That is Aiden Nutter in there along with Colby Batchelor. The 2 defensive ends get in and meet at the quarterback. Do we have a flag out deep?
Looks like we got one in the secondary.
Down the sideline. And it is against Roseburg.
And those are the things you can't have, right? We talked about it at the halftime with the penalties, with giving Eagle Point second chance opportunities. You see that there. Huge sack by Batchelor in that Roseburg defensive line. You have holding really away from the play, so to speak. And now, once again, Eagle Point's going to have another shot. It's going to be 1st down inside the 20-yard line, and they're going to have a chance, once again, to put the ball in the end zone.
Johnson was looking for a target down there, so I get the holding call against Roseburg. But at the same time, if they don't do that, the defensive line was all over Johnson. He wasn't going to have a chance to throw it downfield, even if you didn't hold up a receiver.
There was no chance he was getting that ball out of his hands. no matter what happened in the secondary.
But the penalty takes it to the 17 and gives Eagle Point a fresh set of downs. They need a touchdown here to try and draw within one score. DeVry back in at quarterback. Play action, looking to pass. Fleshed out of the pocket to his left, directing traffic. Hucks it to the end zone, and Roseburg might have another one. He undercut the route, and this time it's Emery Hertini with the interception for a touchback.
You know, it might be controversial, but I'm going to say it. The ball doesn't lie. It looked like a questionable holding call. I was going to keep my mouth shut because I didn't necessarily see the entire play. But you get a call there, and then the very next play, the secondary for Roseburg makes a play, another interception inside the red zone for this Berg defense. Now at this point, 9 minutes left in the game. You know Roseburg's had success running the ball. They probably have over 200 yards rushing if I had to guess. Prime opportunity for Roseburg to finish this game off, and a huge stop by their defense.
They'll get the touchback. That is the fourth interception thrown by DeVry tonight. It's the first interception for Emery Hertini on the season. Roseburg will go to the ground here in the fourth quarter, trying to wear the clock off. And running on first down, that was Burwell. He'll take it to the 25 to make it 2nd and 5 for the Indians. That puts Burwell at 74 yards on the night. And, hell, they're close to 200. They might be right about there. If they're not, they could easily get there on this drive. 2nd down and 5 for the Indians. It's Caden Moon under center. I formation behind him. Burwell, the deep back. That looked like maybe a little bit of not the play they wanted to draw up. Is Burwell's doesn't matter to him. He's just going to run the football, bounces to the outside edge, got upended, but he put a licking on the defender as he got upended right at the sticks, takes it to the 31 for a first down carry. I think that it kind of looked like Moon ran into a offensive lineman who was pulling on the play, and we did have a penalty. It is going to be against Roseburg. So that was a 10-yard penalty on the hold. So that might have been just kind of, I don't want to say miscommunication, but it was a play that didn't go to schedule.
Yeah, no, it was a very awkward play. It looked like Caden Moon might have got tripped up there by a lineman. Kind of hard to tell here from the booth, but kind of sound like a broken record. These penalties moving Roseburg behind the line of scrimmage. They've had penalties on both sides of the ball in this second half. Once again, 2nd and long here for Roseburg.
Well, they're off schedule and they're behind the sticks. The shotgun snap to Moon, hands it off to Stedman, running on the wide receiver sweep. He made the first guy miss with his speed, but as he turns the corner upfield, not a lot of space with the sideline closing in, and Stedman gets to the 25. Does a good job to make up some of the penalty yardage. He'll pick up 7 on the carry, but it is going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Tribe. 5 yards, though. We've seen Burwell. He's been on target with that number if he can keep it going.
Yeah, you have options here if you're Matt Watson with this Roseburg offense. You can get it to Stedman on the outside like we just saw. Burwell's been running the ball really well. Eli Smith, another name to keep an eye out for. And then the quarterbacks, whether it's Kimball or Moon, they can also make plays with their feet.
Burwell spreads out wide to the right side. Stedman in the slot. On the left side, you've got Burke and Rush. Burke moves in motion. Fake the pitch to him. Looking to pass down the far sideline. Over the middle. And it was intended for Stedman. He's unable to get to it. Falls incomplete, and Roseburg still with just 2 completions on the night for a total of 10 yards. That'll stop the clock with 6:55 to go. And it is 4th down. Last time Roseburg tried to punt, it got blocked. And they're deep in their own territory. This feels like it would not be a spot where they will elect to go for it.
Kind of an uncharacteristic play call, too. I mean, I don't hate the call. You have really good receivers that can make plays. But for a team that's probably only thrown it 3 or 4 times all game, really interesting to choose that play call at this point in the game.
Well, they might have thought that Eagle Point was expecting a rush as Moon's going to try to take off with it. The snap wasn't really on target. He's going to run, and he scrambles over the left side. I think he might have had a chance. A couple of hesitations, juke moves. He gets to the 31, and that should move the chains On fourth down, a broken play on the punt, and Caden Moon with his athleticism will keep Roseburg's offense on the field.
We saw him on first down make a play that definitely didn't look scripted. Same thing there. Catches the punt with one hand, takes off, makes two defenders miss, and then dives for the first down. I mean, at this point, 6 minutes left to play. You're probably 3 or 4 first downs from just running the clock out. Huge play there from Caden Moon, and I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah, I agree. I think they were designed to go for a punt all the way there, but the snap a little off target. He had to try and just make something happen, and he does. Moon goes under center with the I formation behind him, turns it and gives it to the deep back, and running over the left side, that is Burwell once again. He rumbles out to the 38-yard line, and Burwell will pick up 7 on first down. There is still 3 timeouts, I believe. Yeah, 3 timeouts left for Eagle Point in this second half, so they could use some of those to try and stop the clock as this second half continues on. Roseburg, of course, they are good at being patient with the game clock. With their offense, they can obviously be methodical running the football, but they also can be very patient at the line waiting to snap the football. Moon under center, just one back behind him, gives it to him, and right up the middle, not a lot of space. Unable to break free, and that is Daryl Orth. His first carry of the night goes to the 40, a pickup of 2.
Yeah, and a bigger body, it looked like, in the backfield there, almost like a fullback dive. Obviously, with a 2nd and 3, you could say, situation, you're not looking for a ton of yardage. So bringing in a bigger body, trying to get the first down there. I like the play call. Now it gets you at 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Great chance to pick up a first down here for Roseburg.
Orth, the sophomore, last week had a touchdown in the 4th quarter as Roseburg had the running clock against South Eugene. Right now they're leading 21-6 here in the 4th quarter. Give it to Burwell trying to run over the left side. He got stood up, but a second effort is going to carry him across the line to gain. He gets to the 43. He was trapped, I think, behind the line to gain, but his second effort will move the chains and give Roseburg a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that's just great effort, and if you're Roseburg, that's what you want. Guys who are willing to give a 2nd and 3rd effort. He was essentially met in the backfield at the time he got the ball in his hands, but to keep moving his feet and to lower his shoulder, pick up that first down, that's going to melt another minute or 2 off this clock.
A season-high 84 yards on the night for Dre Burwell. He is almost, I want to say that he has almost matched his season total in rushing yards. He had 86 rushing yards coming into tonight. He's got 84 in this one alone. Good night for the senior. It's first down and 10. It is Cruz Dirksen, the lone back behind Moon. Dirksen's going to go right side. And Cruz upended, feet in the air as he goes rear end over Tea Kettle on that one. Picks up 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 as now Eagle Point starts to use their timeouts. And I think they were expecting, Roseburg was, that might be coming. Pickup of 1 on the ground for Dirksen. Dirksen's first carry of the night for the senior, who came into tonight with 163 yards on the season and 1 touchdown. Breaking the action, want to let you know tonight's game is brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. And by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And don't forget our friends at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Roseburg leading 21-6 here in the 4th quarter against Eagle Point, trying to spoil senior night. A win for Roseburg would make it back-to-back wins on the season here in the stretch run and could get Roseburg to 3-5. And then they've got a big one against Springfield coming up for their senior night next week. We saw earlier Springfield was winning against Crater last time we had a score update, so that would be a big win for the Millers. All right, it is 2nd down and 9 out of the timeout taken by Eagle Point. Roseburg's looking to run it. Moon just carrying it himself, gets over the right side, had some blockers in front of him on the sweep to the far side of the field, and he gets taken down at about the 46-yard line. Another timeout taken by Eagle Point after a 2-yard gain on the ground by Moon. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout ourselves on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The Umpqua Dairy Family Reunion. Most people are very familiar with our special ice cream flavor of the months. But did you know that our ice cream is a direct descendant of our milk family, including our newest family members, the organic family of products? Throw in a few more family members, including cottage cheese, sour cream, and whipping cream, and you're going to need a larger shopping cart. And of course, Aunt Gladys loves each and every family member equally. We're Umpqua Dairy, Oregon's favorite dairy family for almost 90 years.
Roseburg football on the Score out of the timeout by Eagle Point. Indians trying to get some distance here on third down. See if they can make it a manageable fourth down. Eagle Point trying to keep the clock within a reach for them to come back. They hand it off to Burwell over the right side. He sprints out in open space. He shed a tackler down the sideline. One man to beat. He's at the 5 and in. Touchdown. It is the 4th of the year for Dre Burwell.
And how fitting. This guy has been running lights out all night. Like you said just a couple minutes ago, he has more rushing yards tonight than he's had the rest of the season combined. So to put this game on ice and to open up with a big-time run on a crucial third down just seems like a fitting way to end the night for Dre Burwell.
Burwell goes 54 yards to the house, his longest run of the season. He has a season-high yardage on the ground, and he's got his 4th touchdown of the year, as Dre Burwell will give Roseburg another score to help ice this one. 27-6, the extra point. Huerta puts it through the uprights, and Roseburg will lead this 28-6, as that one might just put this one out of reach for the Eagles. 28-6 with 3:40 left to go in the ball game. We will take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At most dealerships, the relationship ends when you drive off the lot. But at Roseburg Honda, the relationship is just beginning. Whether it is regular maintenance, extra convenience, or just knowing that we're here for you, we treat every customer like family. Because at Roseburg Honda, you're not just buying a car, you're joining the Roseburg Honda family. Roseburg Honda, where we treat you like family because we are family.
Dre Burwell with a 54-yard touchdown run, capping off a 10-play drive for Roseburg that ended up wearing off 5 minutes and let's see here, 35 seconds. 4 minutes, 35 seconds for Roseburg on that drive. Burwell with the run. He has his first touchdown of the night. He's up to 138 yards on the ground this evening. Roseburg will kick it away. Line drive toe punch down to the 15. It gets away from the return man, now picked up at the 4. Cut at the hash marks, but nowhere to go. Taken down at the 10. And Roseburg comes up with a stop on the return man. Pierce Brown could not escape this time, and Eagle Point will have the ball deep in their own territory, trailing by 3 scores, 3:27 to go. They start out there at their own 10-yard line. Well, Roseburg's next opponent will be the Springfield Millers coming up next week. They were leading against Crater at halftime, but in the third quarter, Crater has rallied back, and they lead it 19-13 over Springfield. That one at Crater there in Central Point. So the Millers playing tough in the first half, but they haven't been able to keep it going. Roseburg will see Springfield to finish out the regular season next week. Pass out into the flats, goes to Hammond. It is caught, and he is forced out at about the 16-yard line. Stedman and Black both there to take Hammond out of bounds on the pass completion by DeVry. For DeVry, just his second completion of the night. They'll give him out to the 17-yard line, a pickup of 7. Just the third completion of the evening for the Eagle Point quarterbacks, but they'll likely be throwing a bit more here. DeVry goes on the wide receiver kind of tunnel screen, angling back a shallow slant route from the wide out on the far side, and it goes off his hands as that ball thrown into some traffic.
Yeah, those screen passes where the outside guy's always coming in, tricky because there's a lot of traffic, not only up front for the quarterback, but you got guys in the secondary trying to move up and make a play. We've already seen Roseburg come up with a couple interceptions. Another opportunity here to pick up their fourth interception of the game, just with how much Eagle Point's going to be throwing the ball these last 3 minutes or so.
It'll be third down and short. Eagle Point needs to convert to keep the drive going here. Low snap for DeVry. He'll go on the delayed counter handoff, and Hammond, a stiff arm to shed the first tackler, and he sprints downfield. He had plenty of space, and he's able to cruise his way to the 30, and that was a right play call at the right time. The delay handoff and the draw play up the middle goes to the 30, a pickup of 13 for Hammond, and they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Low snap again. They hand it off to Hammond. Again, running up the middle. This time not quite as much success as he gets stopped after a short gain, and the clock running. 2:47 to go. Second down. The ball got to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 4 by Hammond on that play. And Eagle Point just taking a bit too much time here on this drive, trying to pass it downfield. Got a man open. It is caught out near midfield. Outside the numbers. Nice throw on the run across the body. That ball completed to Heason Stewart, a junior. His first catch of the night. First time we've said that name, and he makes a catch to move the chains out to the 48, a pickup of 14.
Brings up an Eagles first down.
And now Eagle Point trying to get set. They were on the ball quickly, but didn't quite have themselves set to get the ball going quickly here. 2:06 to play. Rolling out to his right, looking downfield. DeVry, just nothing opened up for him. He tucks it and runs. Will gain a yard. Comes up short of midfield. And the clock will continue to tick on the Eagle Point Eagles.
Yeah, and as this game starts to wrap up here, Joey, the biggest thing is looking at this Roseburg defense, you see a lot of young guys, and you can tell because the shoulder pads might be a little too big, the bodies might be a little smaller than what we're used to seeing, but these are important reps. This Roseburg team's graduating a lot of guys. Good to get these young dudes in there.
Pass over the middle, gets swatted down. Sharpless Tate is there to get his hands on that one. The bull rush up the middle by the defensive lineman. Stops the clock with 1:32 to go. Roseburg had a couple last week against against South Eugene. A couple of defensive linemen, Gibby and Aiden Nutter, both getting into knockdown passes at the line. Now Sharpless Tate getting a chance to do so there for the Indians up along the front line. 2 targets spread out to the wide side of the field, left of the formation. DeVry, delayed handoff. Hammond running over the right side. He will have the first down as he's into Roseburg territory, and he will crawl his way forward to the 38-yard line. Moves the chains for the Eagles, but time running out as it's 1:25 to go. Clock stops on the first down carry. That was a 13-yard pickup by Hammond. They try to run it again. And it is Hammond once again who gets to the 40, or make that the 36. He picks up 2. Down to 60 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Shotgun snap, DeVry dropping back, has time, throws short. Outside the numbers on the near side. Going to the turf to make the catch was Hammond. He was down inbounds, so the clock continues to run. It is third down as they spot the ball at the 33, a pickup of 3 on that pass completion. DeVry gets the shotgun snap, third down, 30 seconds to go, heading to the end zone. Tipped around, in and out of the hands, and dropped. In coverage for Roseburg, it was Max Christenberry. He had a shot at it. It kind of went off of his hands, almost got tipped right into the receiver's hands, and he couldn't hang on to it either. and it ends up on the turf. Could have been an acrobatic play for either side.
Yeah, that was a true 50-50 ball there. It was a pretty good throw as well. Just a good play by Chris Berry, a guy we haven't seen a lot out there at DB, getting his hands in the receiver's grill, making a play, and ultimately causing a pass deflection on what otherwise probably would have been a touchdown.
Skylar Triber, a junior, last week had 91 yards through the air receiving and a touchdown. That's the first time we've mentioned his name here tonight. All right, 4th down. This is going to be it here. Taking off to run. Spinning out of a tackle was DeVry, and he will stretch it out to the 25-yard line. And that will get the first down, but the clock, well, it will stop on the first down with 18 seconds to go. DeVry able to scramble for 8 yards. And it'll be pretty much maybe 1 or 2 more plays left to go for the Eagles in this one. Roseburg leading 28-6. Looking for a victory. DeVry rolling to his left. Heaves to the end zone. And it's knocked away. No penalty flag out for Roseburg. Even if you thought you might not want to give up the penalty there's no reason not to make sure that ball's not caught. It is knocked away with 2 seconds left to go in the ball game. One more play to go for Eagle Point from the 25-yard line as the fans starting to make their way to the parking lot. We'll have your Umpqua Dairy post-game show, so stick around where we'll name your Quality Fence Player of the Game here tonight. Final play. Play action, DeVry, pass over the middle, tipped up, and Roseburg almost had their 4th interception of the night, but that ball tipped and incomplete, and that does it. The ball game is over. Final score, 28-6. The Roseburg Indians will pick up the win here tonight as they get the victory, and the Eagle Point Eagles fall to 1-7 on the season, 1-6 in league play. Roseburg will improve to 3-5 on the year, 2-4, and the Roseburg Indians will have a chance to end the season on a 3-game winning streak. It's exactly what they were hoping for, as they'll have a chance to do it next week against the Springfield Millers. We take the time out and come back with the Umpqua Dairy post-game show after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and other.
Final score here from Eagle Point High School. It is 28-6. The Roseburg Indians get the victory here tonight. Before we continue on with the Umpqua Dairy post-game show, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football here on The Score. Carter Stedman joining me. I'm Joey Keeran here from Eagle Stadium, where Roseburg gets the victory tonight. Good win there for the Indians. This Eagle Point team put up some drives, and Roseburg's defense at times bend don't break, and they came up with some big stops. The offense did a good job to move the ball for most of the night. Just a few times where things stalled out on them a little bit, but for the most part, overall, a pretty strong night for the Roseburg Indians here at Eagle Point, setting up them with a chance to try and finish the season exactly the way they wanted to with 3 consecutive wins. A good way to try and send off the seniors and a good way to try and build positive momentum going into the postseason. And Carter, looking at tonight, your thoughts on Roseburg's 28-6 win over Eagle Point?
Yeah, I thought they played a pretty solid game. I think on the offensive side of things, they moved the ball well. They did their job executing at the end of the game for the most part. When they don't have penalties on second down or third down, that puts them in those obvious passing situations. They move the ball really well. Now, obviously, Eagle Point wasn't the greatest defense we've seen this season, as Roseburg's played some very, very tough teams. But with that being said, they can run the ball effectively, especially with Dre Burwell, especially with their receiving core. They have guys with elite speed. So I thought their offense was pretty solid, but really the storyline was the defense. When you have 4 interceptions, one of which gets returned for a touchdown, 2 of them were in the opposing end zone when Eagle Point was about to score a touchdown, kind of saved the game. I mean, if Eagle Point scores on those 2 possessions where they end up throwing interceptions in the end zone, this game could be really, really close at the end of the game. It could have been tied for all we know. So the interception towards the end, especially by Caden Moon, really stood out to me. When they get turnovers and when they make plays on special teams, this Roseburg team is hard to beat. And we've seen that the last 2 weeks.
Roseburg gets the win tonight against Eagle Point. We'll have a look at some offensive numbers for you here in just a moment. Doing my best to add everything up as we get things going here. Roseburg led this one at halftime. The Indians were up 21-6 at the break. Roseburg had a couple of rushing touchdowns in the first half by the quarterbacks. Corey Kimball got it started with a 2-yard run in the first quarter, made it 7-0. And then Caden Moon had one in the second quarter to get Roseburg on the board one more time before halftime, his from 7 yards out. In the middle, you had a 38-yard interception return for a touchdown by Paxton Burke. That, at the time, made it 14-0. You also... People keep turning the lights out on us. Thank you for turning it back on here. The Eagle Point Eagles did get a touchdown in there. That was on a kickoff return of 81 yards by Pierce Brown, the second consecutive week that he had a kickoff return for a touchdown. In the second half, it was a scoreless third quarter, but then Roseburg would get on the board in the fourth quarter to ice this one, a 54-yard touchdown run by Dre Burwell, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Overall, Roseburg doing a nice job, and the Indians able to put the victory on the board. Again, they've got back-to-back victories, and they'll take on Springfield to wrap up the season coming up next week. We got to get in one more break. This is the Umpqua Dairy post-game show, and we'll have your Quality Fence Player of the Game coming up in just a bit. Don't forget, tonight's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. And Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. One more break here in the Umpqua Dairy postgame show, and when we come back, we'll look at the numbers and name your player of the game for the Roseburg Indians. 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Back here to wrap things up, Carter Stedman had to go down and meet some family obligations. They wanted to take a photo with his younger brother, McLean Stedman, down there. I believe Carter's going to join us for next week, as he's planning on being there for senior night to celebrate his brother, but he also might, sounds like he's going to have the opportunity to come up and join us in the booth next week for the broadcast, so look forward to having Carter for that one. Roseburg has their second most yardage offensively since the season opener against Barlow when they put up 352. Roseburg, by my unofficial tally, 298 yards tonight for the Indians, including what would be, I do believe, double check here, I've got the numbers in front of me. That is a season high, 288 yards on the ground tonight for Roseburg on 42 carries. They were just 2 for 5 through the air for just 10 yards tonight. On the other side, Eagle Point was 5 for 20 through the air for 90 yards, 3 interceptions. They had 28 carries for 119 yards on the ground. So just getting over 200 yards offensively for Eagle Point. Roseburg getting 3 takeaways here tonight. 2 more interceptions for Paxton Burke. That puts him at 8 on the season. I do believe he was coming in. He was already the state leader at the 5A level in interceptions, so I got to imagine he has just done nothing to dissuade anybody from thinking that he continues to be the state leader in that category. And he finally gets a pick 6. He has had 8 interceptions, and one of them has been returned for a touchdown now. He has got 3 non-offensive touchdowns on the season. Good night there for Paxton Burke on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, Caden Moon had a nice night, and Dre Burwell, Eli Smith had a good night running the football as well. Roseburg got a lot of guys getting touches on the offensive side on the ground here this evening. Taking a look at some of the individual numbers, Corey Kimball completed 1 pass on 2 attempts for 10 yards. Caden Moon was 1 for 3, but for 0 yards through the air. Eli Rush had the 1 catch for 10 yards. Paxton Burke had a catch for 0 yards. On the ground, Dre Burwell, 138 yards with a touchdown on 10 carries tonight, averaging 13.8 yards per carry. He only had 2 carries on the night out of 10. Only 2 carries for less than 5 yards this evening. What a night for the senior. Eli Smith had 80 yards on 11 carries this evening. Also 30 yards on 7 carries for Caden Moon. 33 yards on 4 carries for McLean Stedman, and a number of other guys getting in on the action as well here tonight. On the other side for Eagle Point, 1 of 5 through the air for Layden Johnson. The freshman had a completion of 55 yards. That went to Caden Feebigger. That was the longest pass completion of the night for the Eagles. 4 of 15 through the air for Mason Devry. He had 35 yards and had 3 interceptions. He had a completion to Griffin Womack. He had 2 completions to Eli Hammond for a total of 10 yards and 1 completion to Heason Stewart for 14 yards tonight. On the ground, Eli Hammond had 15 carries for 67 yards to lead the way for the Eagles. Roseburg getting the victory tonight, and that'll set them up for a chance to win 3 straight to finish out the season coming up next Friday night at senior night at home against the Springfield Millers from Finlay Field next Friday. It's time now to name our Quality Fence player of the game here in the post game. And, well, last week it was Dre Burwell. Man, I am really tempted to do it again. He had a great night, obviously, a season high 138 yards, gets another touchdown to his tally. Burke with the pick 6 on the interception. He had 2 more tonight. Only because I did it last week for Burwell, and I always like to try and spread around the love, although Burke has been a player of the game this season as well. But Paxton Burke came up huge on the defensive side tonight, really made life difficult there in the secondary for this Eagles offense. So I'm going to give it to the defense. The defense played really well tonight, so I feel like giving it to a defensive player this evening, and that is going to be Paxton Burke. So he is your quality fence player of the game. Quality fence doing it right for you. Tonight it was Paxton Burke who did it right for the Roseburg Indians. A lot of kudos to go around for a lot of guys on the team, though, so don't want to make it seem like I'm leaving anybody out there. There were a lot of good performances tonight for the Roseburg Indians. They'll try to keep it going next Friday when they take on Springfield at Finlay Field. Last we heard, Springfield was down against Crater 19-13 in that matchup. So we'll see if we can, I guess Springfield still in that game, but after leading early, they are now trailing against Crater, so we'll see how that one finishes up. Next week, Roseburg kicks off at 7 o'clock from Finlay Field. We'll have pregame coverage starting at 6:45 for you here on The Score, so stay tuned for that. All right, we'll wrap things up here and get on out of here tonight. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in for the broadcast. It's been great to have you with us. I want to say thanks to Dave Earhart and the Eagle Point Eagles for hosting us here tonight. Great accommodations for us. Appreciate the spot broadcast that was out of the conditions tonight. Really appreciate it. Great facilities down here at Eagle Point. First time that Roseburg's played at Eagle Point since probably at least 2005. So great to get a chance to come down here and call a game. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Matt Watson, and the entire Roseburg football program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg football here on The Score. Thanks to Carter Stedman for helping out with the broadcast here tonight. Appreciate having him with us in the booth and look forward to having him again next week. Thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We look forward to wrapping up the season with you next week when Roseburg hosts the Springfield Millers, looking to finish the season on a high note with 3 straight wins. The game kicks off at 7 o'clock from Finlay Field. It'll be senior night, so we'll be celebrating the seniors for Roseburg. We'll have pregame coverage starting for you about 6:45 right here on the radio and on the video stream. Don't forget, you can watch Roseburg High football online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. So tune in next week online or right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM.